It's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday.
This is on you!
Tell us what we want to hear.
We need your help.
We're gonna give it to him.
Just Anthony. He's going to get it all.
Let's get nasty on a Freedom Friday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Jamie is here. He will be here for the second segment, taking care of some business off air. But, again, he will be here throughout the course of the show. This is your show. It's a Freedom Friday. This was invented for you. Anything that you want to discuss, talk about? Well, okay, it was born out of spite.
Okay, thank you. Let's tell the people the truth. It was invented because Anthony got a little spiteful one day with people complaining about what we were talking about, and it was actually on a Thursday. The first Freedom Friday was on a Thursday.
Yes.
Because Anthony was sick of it. Mm-hmm. And all of the complaints. He said, you know what? The hell with it. You come up with the topics tomorrow. And we came in. We had nothing on the rundown sheet, and we had no clue how this was going to go.
Turned out it was great.
It was actually great.
Yeah,
it was really
turned
good.
out it's our favorite show of the month now. Love it. But yes, it did. It was born out of pure, unfiltered spite. I think Ranthony was involved. I was ticked off because kept, hey, why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about that? I can't believe you guys aren't talking. Fine, you do it.
Yeah.
But now we love it. So I think you guys do too. So without further ado,
816 says, Anthony spiteful? Never.
Let's be honest, this whole show is spiteful, including Marsh now.
We got him.
We saw the transformation with Marsh, too.
It's beautiful. It has been glorious to watch. Last 3 days, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be even better on Monday when he's got that damn Steeler helmet on.
Oh, snap, Dragon. We'll see. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. That's one of the ways that you can send us a topic. You can also join our 101 ESPN YouTube channel, affectionately known as the Snake Pit. You can leave a topic there if you'd like. Mic drops are open. Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app has the mic drop feature, so leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop if you want to ask a question for Freedom Friday or provide a topic. Completely up to you. Marsh, without further ado, what is our first topic?
All right, we get a text from the 636. It says, talk about the Cardinals for 4 hours. I think we should start off with the Cardinals.
For 4 hours?
The Arizona Cardinals. Carey picked the Cardinals last night to win, but
you flipped.
Sam Darnold and those Seahawks, man, they end up coming out with the victory.
And I was almost right.
Yeah, you
I almost made it.
Right.
It wasn't for you.
Pesky kids and you meddling dog?
Yeah.
Carey, I don't think Scoob and the gang had anything to do with you flipping.
I don't know.
Why did you flip?
I actually flipped at like 6:45. I was like, you know what? I feel it in my bones. And for a while, it didn't look good. It was a really bad decision until like late in the fourth quarter. And I was like, I knew better. Told you. I know these things. And then the damn kicker for the Arizona Cardinals said, you know what? Landing zone. F it. Mm-hmm. Who needs it? Ball at the 40. Anthony, I don't know if you know this. Kickers nowadays can kick the ball really far. So they didn't need many yards to be able to get 20, 25 yards to be able to get in field goal range.
Roughly, yeah.
That's terrible, man.
Nice throw by Sam Darnold to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Got his elbows out of bounds. It was.
That was perfect.
But the kicker, leaving the ball short of the landing zone, really did the Arizona Cardinals in. And I will say this, the Arizona Cardinals, defensively, I think they were outstanding. I thought they played as well as they could play. I think the touchdown by Charbonnet getting called back was a terrible call. I think Jackson Smith and Jigba got ran over. And sometimes when you get ran over, it looks like you're pulling the guy down and holding. That was a terrible call, but it did go it did benefit the Cardinals because they held them to a field goal. Offensively, they stunk. Mm-hmm. And I was about ready to talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. as being like, what are we doing? He stopped on a route, which got picked off. He fumbled a slant route that hit him right in the chest, bobbled it, picked off. Like, it was really bad that first half. But the offensive coordinator needs to have a conversation. Drew Petzing, you should talk to him. because I don't know why. I know John Connor is out. James Conner. John Connor is out.
John Connor, he's already done his work.
He did a lot of work for the
decades.
Yeah, he did a work. James Conner is out. But Trey Benson is a really solid running back. And there was a point in that game, maybe late first quarter, second quarter, where they threw the ball 11 straight times.
Yes.
And had no runs. And had nothing came and got no points. You didn't get first downs. You turned the ball over, and the defense is like, man, I just sat down.
Yep.
What are you doing? It was offensively, it was about as bad as it could be for 3 quarters, 3 1/3 of that game, and then finally the Cardinals figured it out offensively. But I think their defense is really good.
And they have played very, very well. I mean, they have kept the Cardinals. Well, they won 2 games. They beat the Saints, and then the following week they held on and beat the Panthers. And then last week, that was a tight game because of the defense,
right?
Spoiled by the offense. And then last night, similar thing. They did get it. The Cardinals got it going a little bit offensively in the fourth quarter when Seattle started to make some mistakes as well. But you're right. I mean, overall, the offense, there's something missing there. I also think this is an and thing, not a but thing. This is an and thing. I also think that Kyler Murray doesn't really take control. And they were mentioning on the broadcast, the radio broadcast, that when you heard the game right here on 101 ESPN, by the way, they were mentioning how Kyler Murray came out, warmed up basically by himself, stays to himself on the sidelines, doesn't really chat with his teammates. I'm not saying this. The broadcast noticed this.
Yeah.
He is a gifted player. He is talented, super athletic. He has overcome not being the tallest quarterback to make a name for himself in the league. But if this Cardinals offense is going to get to the next level, I do think there's a component missing with Kyler Murray from a leadership standpoint, at least from things that I have observed and heard, and just generally looking at him in tough games.
Yeah.
He's kind of a front runner. Things are going well, we're all good. Things are not, don't look to me.
It feels like I said, a disconnection with the offense, the system, what they're running. Like it feels disjointed. Like it doesn't look. Nothing about offense looked easy for the Arizona Cardinals at any point last night until Kyler Murray was able to scramble for that big run. I think it was like a 20, 30-yard run. That was the biggest play that they had all night in terms of running the ball. And now you can see Kyler Murray kind of getting into the game and having more success. But offensively, they just look like 11 people. You know, it looked like 11 people came together Thursday morning and said, all right, we're going to run these plays.
Everybody look at your sheets.
And
we got five plays.
We're just going to run these plays. And they like 11 guys that never met. That's what their offense looked like. All right, when we get out there later on tonight,
right.
We got 11 play. We got 11 guys. We're gonna run these plays here.
No concepts.
Nothing. And they're like, all right, cool. And the snap count will be ready, set, go.
Yep.
Down, set, hit. That's what it looked like offensively for me. Like no rhyme or reason, no intricate details in terms of it just was like bland.
Yeah.
So
they're not the only team that I've been bitching about the Falcons same way. They look like a team that just lines. All right, we're just gonna, like you just said. All right, we'll just run these plays. You're gonna go this route. You're gonna go with this route. No concepts. No.
We're not working anything.
Yeah.
We're not trying to attack a certain. Like, what are we doing?
You're not attacking a safe. You're not no smash where we're gonna take the safety out and force the corner to make a play. Nothing
until the fourth quarter.
Right.
And when Marvin Harrison, he was, and I felt bad for him because you can tell like those drops have been weighing on him, and to catch that touchdown, he was
relieved. Yeah, you can tell.
And then his confidence went up. Like it's amazing how catching a touchdown pass like that makes you confident. You're like, oh, I can play this game. And I told you all this. I had the unfortunate habit of dropping passes my freshman year in college. It was all mental. It was nothing about it was physical. Not a damn thing. But everybody knew I couldn't catch a pass. And I caught over 100 passes in college. Like I couldn't catch. I forgot.
That year.
I forgot how to catch for 1 year.
Yeah.
I forgot. Well, for about 4 months. About 4 weeks. I just forgot. And my coach said, if we call this play and Carey Davis is in, call a timeout.
Ouch.
I was the number one read on that specific play. We won't throw it to him. Yeah. Kirk Kidner had a streak of no interceptions thrown.
You got it?
I got you, Kurt. I'll I'll fix it for you.
You go off your hands?
What, Bobble? Right to a linebacker from Middle Tennessee State it was.
Oh, no.
It was similar to what Marvin Harrison had last night.
Yeah.
Hit me right in the chest. Bow. Nope, I don't want it.
Here, you take this.
You take this.
Ouch.
Raider from Middle Tennessee State.
Conversely, Seattle to me, guys, is a really well coached team. Sam Darnold has looked very good. I think they're limited overall. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl, but that is going to be a tough team to beat each and every week. Yeah. They could easily be undefeated right now had they beaten San Francisco and not had Brock Purdy do what he did on the final drive. They run the ball pretty well. They got two capable backs. They don't seem to be all about. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba really didn't do much until that big catch at the end of the game. Yeah. They got the rookie Horton that looks pretty good. Like they've got some, this Barner, the tight end who caught a touchdown pass last night. They've got some nice complementary pieces. They're well coached. I don't think they win multiple playoff games, but I do think that they're going to be in the mix all season long. That wasn't an easy win. It's a divisional game on the road, short week. And while I expected Seattle to win and took them in our Pick'em challenge,
I didn't.
Still. And even for the game to come down, to the last, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Those games are kind of set up to be close. And Seattle got a big win.
Division games are never, it's always a pick.
Yep.
You just see who's going to win because those teams know each other so well. You play each other twice a year. You're very familiar with their system. Even on a short week, it makes it easier because you're so familiar with that team because you played them two times in the last couple of years. So it's a lot easier than in an out-of-division game.
I agree. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Send those Freedom Friday topics in. We'll do it all show long. We do have Jeremy Rutherford coming up at 3 o'clock. So, we got the Gauntlet. We got what's trending. Got a six-pack in there. Bet the board. JR at 3. But, again, the rest of the show is all yours. Whatever you want us to discuss, send in your topics. We'll do another Freedom Friday topic or two next in the Fastlane on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're in the market for a new vehicle, look no further. My good friends over at Genesis of St. Charles have you covered. They are the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. Genesis of St. Charles is your trusted Genesis dealer, and right now, the all-out sellout has arrived. Genesis of St. Charles is out to break all records in September. This month only, you can receive a $500 gift card with any new vehicle purchase. If you want to trade, they're offering more for your pre-owned vehicles than ever before. Every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. You must be within 125 miles. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. You can schedule it online easily or give them a call today at 636-265-5215. If you're in the market for something new, let Genesis of St. Charles bring the test drive to you. They're closer than you think, right off of Mid Rivers Mall Drive and Highway 70. You can check out their luxury service at their state-of-the-art facility. Visit them today if you can, but if you cannot, go online and get all of the things you need taken care of. You can find them at genesisofstcharles.com. That's genesisofstcharles.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, who will join us shortly. I'm Anthony Stalter. It's Freedom Friday, so feel free to keep those topics rolling in either to the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646 or on our YouTube channel via the Airlines Team studio cams. Marsh, what do we got next?
All right, from the 636, if Mizzou beats Alabama but lose to Oklahoma and Texas A&M, do they still make the playoff?
Beat Alabama, lose to Texas A&M and Oklahoma?
Yep.
Okay, so their wins would be against, I would imagine, still a ranked Alabama team. I guess we got to see what happens to them the next 2 weeks. That really, this question starts with how Alabama performs against Georgia this Saturday in Georgia. Mm-hmm. And Kirby Smart has had issues with his former team. And then Vanderbilt next week. So if they lose in Athens this Saturday, and let's just say Vanderbilt gets them again. We saw them beat them last year, but that was in Vanderbilt. This year's going to be in Tuscaloosa. But let's just say they lose again. Alabama's not going to be ranked.
No.
So that win,
wouldn't
unfortunately, not that it doesn't matter, but if you're asking us play a playoff scenario,
it wouldn't mean much.
It wouldn't mean much. However, if Vanderbilt's ranked, at least you'd still have that. And I imagine Oklahoma will still be ranked by the end of the year. We'll see how the John Mateer injury impacts them. They would have a couple of wins against a ranked opponent. I think it would be tough. I don't know if at that point, again, if they lose to A&M and they lose to Oklahoma, so obviously we have to exclude that Oklahoma loss. I don't know if you have enough. Because if Alabama's not ranked, you'd really only have one victory against a ranked opponent in this scenario, and that would be Vanderbilt. But
Vanderbilt might be a top 10 team at that time. If they beat Alabama, right now where they're still ranked, Vanderbilt is what, 18, 17?
They're 18 right now.
Yeah. So...
And they're not going to lose this week. They got like Utah State or something.
Correct. So you could be looking at a Vanderbilt team that is a top 10 team. So that becomes a very significant win.
Is one victory, even against, let's just say they're in the top 10, one victory over a top 10 opponent with 2 losses, and they'd be quote unquote quality losses. Would that be enough? Alabama's got to stay in the top 25.
I don't know. I think it would depend on what the rest of the conference does. Like, who else is there? Because you're going to have, in the SEC, you're going to have, right now, Georgia. You got Tennessee right there as well at 15, depending on how they went out. Missouri, obviously. LSU, they look like they're handling their business pretty well.
They got a tough one this weekend in the Grove.
Yeah, but you're going to have 4 to 5 teams in there, and can you be that 4th or 15th? Because fourth or 15th, because Georgia, probably Tennessee, probably LSU. I don't know what Oklahoma does with John Mateer being injured, and then it comes down to Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, Alabama, and Mizzou.
I'll say no. In this scenario, and again, they're throwing out the scenario. If Mizzou were to lose to Oklahoma and Texas A&M, but they beat Alabama, and I'm assuming in the same scenario they also beat Vanderbilt, will that be enough to get in? No, for sure, if Alabama does not stay in the top 25 over the next 2 weeks. But even if they were to stay in the top 25, maybe they're a fringe top 25 team when Mizzou faces them, I don't know if that would be enough in a stacked SEC.
And I forgot to mention Ole Miss, who was ahead of you as well.
Yes.
So you got, right now, it's 7 teams that are ahead of you in the SEC. Let's see. LSU, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 9 teams ahead of you in the rankings right now. Mm-hmm. A lot of things got to go well for you and bad for a few other teams that are in front of you.
I think it would be tough. Conversely, they have 1 loss. Mm-hmm. You're in great shape.
Agreed.
We get a text from the 573. A 2-loss SEC team might be in the SEC championship.
Maybe. It's a good point, too. I mean, Carey just kind of outlined it. There's a fair amount of teams in the SEC right now that are handling their business. But the conference is so stacked that maybe it'll also start to cannibalize itself. You're going to get, like, for example, LSU and Ole Miss face each other this weekend. Georgia and Alabama face each other this weekend. If Georgia were to beat Alabama, Alabama's going to have a real tough time staying in the playoff race. Now, it'd be 2 losses, but it's 2 losses in September. So you got a long way to go here.
We get a text from chairman of the National Swingers Convention.
Oh.
Kansas will be ranked by the end of the season.
I mean, if they are, great, but they weren't ranked when you faced them, and I think that's really what it all comes down to.
And then the stubborn stash says this is the downside of starting the season outside of the top 25.
Right, you got a little bit of more ways to go. That's why I think it's significant that Notre Dame hung around in the top 25 despite being 0-2. Mm-hmm. Now, I know they beat Purdue, so now they're 1-2, but going into that game, they're still in the top 25. So that's a great point.
Is this why you think that they maybe need to get rid of the preseason polls and just
I believe that.
Start from maybe week 2 or 3?
That's what I said, last week?
Yeah. I'd be fine with that. Now, how much does the committee factor the preseason polls in? I don't know. If it is significant, then yeah, I think getting rid of those preseason polls.
Well, I don't think the committee can ignore it because it's sitting there.
Plus, it's a starting point. Whether we like it or not, it's a starting point.
Well, we don't like it.
Okay.
What, do you like it?
No.
Oh.
The preseason poll?
Mm-hmm.
I do when Illinois is the highest.
I guess when our favorite teams are
hell yeah
are ranked, then we like it.
If not, hell no. What's the point?
Right.
If you're a 2-loss, because that was the question that we posed to start this segment, a 2-loss Mizzou team, let's say they end up making it to the SEC championship. Mm-hmm. Is that a spot that you necessarily want to be in?
Yeah, I think if you're Mizzou, yes.
Okay.
It all depends, right? It all depends on where your wins come from too. And I actually think, and I've made this point over the last couple of years with the committee. I feel as though that they weigh the wins much more than they weigh the losses. We focus on the losses. I think they focus more on the wins. Who did you beat? So if they were to beat Texas A&M and Texas A&M's in the top 10 or Oklahoma.
No, but in this scenario, they don't. Remember, they're a 2-loss team. Somehow they make it to the SEC
I don't
championship
think if they
game
lose those 2 games, I don't think they're in the SEC championship game because of
I
when
wouldn't think so either.
They lose them because it's the end of the season.
Okay.
The Oklahoma game is the second to last game of the year.
Correct.
Yeah, but if Oklahoma has 3 losses in SEC play, and the SEC ends up cannibalizing itself throughout the regular season, and Mizzou, from a tiebreaker standpoint or whatever that may be, this is all hypotheticals. They're in that spot, or literally any team.
I hope Mizzou gets to the championship game and wins that damn championship.
Absolutely.
Wins the SEC championship.
Well said.
It's been a while.
It's all convoluted. I'm just going to keep the feet moving. It's all convoluted right now. We're too far out.
Right.
But it's fun. It's fun anyways.
It's long ways away.
Yeah.
Been a long time.
Jamie's in here. We're going to continue with Freedom Friday. Keep those topics rolling in here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Well, we know the Cardinals are eliminated from postseason contention. However, they have a few games left in the 2025 campaign. They're taking on the Cubs right now. The Cubs have a 4-0 lead in that game as they head to the top of the 6th inning. We'll keep you updated on that one, but today is your day. It's Freedom Friday, so continue sending in your topics to the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. We'll continue with Freedom Friday next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, as Andrew Marsh has told you, reminded you, Freedom Friday. By the way, thank you to Chester and Minnie C.
Yeah.
In the Snake Pits. Dropped off some cake for us on a Freedom Friday. So Chester and Minnie C, we got the cakes. We appreciate you. He wanted our Freedom Friday to start off the right way. Now, CD, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I mean, you and I bonded over red velvet bundt cake, and some people just say it doesn't matter. Don't tell me what the red velvet is or what it isn't.
It's delicious.
It's damn good. It's all you need to know. No matter where it came from or how you get to the red velvet or dye. No, I don't care. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's delicious. We don't talk about anything else.
Damn right.
Yeah, it's all that matters.
So thank you, Chester and Macy. Marshy.
All right, well, in honor of Chester has a question for us, and this is what it is. What are the realistic landing spots for Sonny Gray, and how much money is realistic that the Cardinals have to eat for him and Nolan Arenado?
I don't think there's going to be too much of a shortage of contenders that would be interested in adding Sonny Gray as a number 2 or number 3. Again, I'm talking about a contender here. A contender that's already got
a number 1,
an ace, or an ace and a solid number 2, adding Sonny Gray. I think he'd be a nice fit. The key is what Chester mentioned in midway through there, which is the money. Sonny Gray is owed $35 million next year. I don't think any contender is going to fork that over while also giving the Cardinals something significant in return. The best case scenario for the Cardinals is they absorb at least half of that contract, with the payoff being they do get a prospect or 2 in return.
You think?
Yeah.
So let's play this game for a second, because we all want to be armchair GMs or presidents of baseball or hockey operations. Who's giving up anything of value for Sonny Gray?
Well, let's see here.
If the Cardinals are eating half of it, maybe. Mm-hmm. Like a minimum of half, I would entertain that. Like if I'm the Phillies, just pretend.
Yeah.
I'm running the Phillies, and Chaim Bloom calls me and says, hey, Sonny Gray's available. He says he'd like to be a Philly, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. We're willing to eat 50% of the contract. Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah.
But if it's not, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, we're starting at 50%.
We're starting.
$17 million is all I'm willing to pay for this contract if you want to trade him to me. Well, that's roughly half.
Nobody's. That's why I said nobody's going to take him on for $35 million.
No chance.
That's why I started with that.
I guess yes, you're 100% right. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. The second part for me is I still don't know what you're getting of any value in return.
That I don't know.
Because even Nolan Arenado, you're not going to get anything.
Right. And I do think you would get something better for Gray than Arenado.
Do you think you're going to get a baseball player that one day plays in the majors?
I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of every farm system. But this is also why you bring in somebody like Bloom.
Yeah.
Somebody that's going to – I don't think Mo's time here was a complete travesty like some people do. But I also think he started to lack that keen eye when it came to figuring out what's on other teams' rosters. Mm-hmm. Now, he did get to JC in the deadline deals a couple of years ago, and maybe somebody else, emerged, one of these pitchers that have been injured. Yeah, that have been injured. Maybe there's another gem that he unearthed. But, there was a time where he would get Boston on the horn, and he would fleece their asses for a good player. And that all went away. So Bloom comes in. This is part of what he needs to do to reestablish the Cardinals as a contender. He needs to start fleecing teams. Mm-hmm. And if a team is desperate, you bring up the Phillies. Would the Phillies be interested? I don't know. How about Toronto?
I'm looking at the Phillies. They are paying Zach Wheeler $42 million. They're paying Aaron Nola $24 million. Then I got down to Taijuan Walker. He's making $18 million. He's probably the fourth pitcher, third or fourth.
He's actually one of their best. Well, not Taijuan Walker. I was thinking of Christopher Sanchez.
Yeah, you think it's Chris Sanchez.
Yeah.
So a 3 on a team that is willing to pay that money, 17 to 18 million is probably not undoable. It's probably not unbearable for that organization. But Cardinals, you're going to have to take half.
Correct.
For something that is not going to be on your roster.
The Cardinals let's put this into perspective. The Cardinals just got done paying Miles Michaelis $18 million.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
You don't think some team for Sonny Gray is going to pay $17 million? Absolutely. But you're right. The Cardinals are going to have to absorb it. How about the Braves? The Braves have had pitching issues. They got an older Chris Sale.
Yep.
Spencer Strider can't stay healthy. If that team is still loaded with talent, that would be a nice. All right, hey, we'll take him. You take on X amount of the contract. We'll take on the rest.
Close to Tennessee.
Yes, we'll flip you a prospect and call it a day. He goes to a contender. They can rebuild quickly.
Well, you brought up the Phillies and you brought up Zach Wheeler. We don't really know that situation right now. There's a chance that he might not even pitch.
Very true.
So that could be a desperate team that is looking for a Sonny Gray.
Yeah, at 17 or 18 million.
Right.
Yeah.
That window, you're right. Mm-hmm. That window is open. You have to think of teams that are not going to go away, like the Braves, like the Phillies, despite some injury problems or issues that they've had this year. I mean, there's a combination of factors why Atlanta just had an awful year by their standards when a lot of people thought they were going to win the World Series.
Injuries
chief among them, but they had some production problems too. So we can do another one. Marsh, you got a quick one?
All right, yeah.
By the way, Cardinals down 4-0 as Miles Michaelis continues to pitch home run derby.
What?
To the Cubs players.
That came out of nowhere. He's playing well.
Nico Horner, home run, 412 feet in the first inning. Pete Crow Armstrong, home run, 396 feet in the fourth inning. And Michael Busch, 414 feet.
The wind must be blowing out.
Yeah, it's blowing out.
Of course, yeah. Wrigley's a tough place to. Now, the Cardinals have 0 runs. So.
But they do have 2 runners on base right now.
They do with 2 outs.
2 outs.
There'll be a strikeout coming up.
Come on, guys.
What?
You got to believe they still got a chance.
No. We don't have to.
We're done with that.
We don't have to.
Why not us?
No, that's
Carey. It's literally
now.
over.
Why?
Now Carey jumps on board.
Right?
Carey, you do realize they're eliminated.
Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't realize. Shoot.
All right, anyways.
Sorry, Carey. Sorry to break the news to you.
Oh, man.
Thought we did that yesterday, but.
It's going to be tough for you to hear.
Yep.
All right, from the 636, if you could play hooky for one day, what are you doing? Golf course, baseball game? Where are you hanging out if you're playing hooky?
At home. Hell, right now I was telling Jamie, as much as I've been on the road every damn weekend, I wish I could play hooky and stay at home. Oh my God! I got to drive 3 to 4 hours every damn week. I'm tired, and we were only in week 5. Yeah, home. If I could, 1 week off. I don't want to go anywhere, but I don't want to have to leave the house.
Is it a week or is it a day?
I want a week. I just changed it.
Okay. All right. If it's a week, I'm going down to Cancun.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a couple of days, get me to the lake and put my cell phone in a drawer somewhere.
That sounds good.
I'm good with that. That would be my happy place, is being at the lake, no phone calls, just chilling for a couple of days and just relaxing. If it's a couple of days. If it's a week, get me on a plane, get me to a beach.
I think that's pretty good. I'm with Carey. Get me home. Yeah.
But home with, like
nothing,
I love
no responsibilities.
Yeah, you just
right.
back.
Yeah.
Home and the family took a trip out of town.
Okay, so that's where I'm going with this. Let's go one step further, Anthony.
Me. I didn't say it. Carey said it.
I just said it.
Gary just sent his family packet.
Yeah,
They went out of town.
Yeah,
I'm not sending mine.
Yeah.
I love them.
Anthony.
I
hugs.
love them.
6
You
hugs.
can. I love my family too.
But in this scenario, they already had the trip planned.
There you-
and,
exactly.
I wasn't included.
So
They thought I had to work.
Yeah.
In this scenario, for the purpose of the game.
Yeah.
Okay, for the exercise.
Correct.
You have option A or option B. Is you want to be at home, you said.
Yeah.
Option A is at home with all of the kids and all the responsibilities still active.
Sure.
Or option B is at home with nobody else there.
Yeah, I think I'd take. Again, they already had the trip planned, so I think I'd
It's A or B.
yeah, I'd probably just
and they left on a
yeah, just give
Saturday.
me a long time.
They left on a Saturday morning, and won't be back till Tuesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, they left on a Thursday morning and won't be back till Tuesday.
Yep.
You get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I'd be grilling.
No shirt on.
No shirt
grilling.
on.
One shower, 4 days.
Oh yeah. Some makers. Some football.
Makers and
Makers
Twitter.
in football. Oh, Anthony's been tweeting a lot this weekend.
Who needs that weekend in November when you can just play hooky, Anthony?
Yeah. No. Yep. All right, Marsh. What would you do?
I would just be home. I'd hang out at home.
I
If it
thought
was
you'd
like-
be a golf guy, because you like to get together with your buddies and golf.
Oh yeah. I guess I'd go golfing. Yeah, I'd go golfing.
I like golf. It just takes too damn long, man.
I like golf.
wouldn't want to leave.
I
4 or
like
5
9 holes
hours.
of golf.
Yeah, 18 holes is like,
ultimately 14 holes of golf would be perfect.
yeah.
18 puts me at the golf course for 4 to 5 hours.
Right.
And it's not that I don't like being there. It's just that in a world where I can't find 45 minutes to myself,
5 hours
5
is a lot.
hours is like, it must last me for a week.
Yeah.
No, see, I now that you're saying that, I'd rather golf on the weekend and just be at home for that day that I'm playing hooky.
All right.
Just because.
Would you game all day?
Oh, are you kidding me? I wouldn't leave my bed.
I believe that's a yes. All right, it's a Fast Line on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues next. We continue on a Freedom Friday. This is your show. Whatever you want us to discuss, send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. You can also hit us up on our 101 ESPN YouTube page in the Snake Pit. Going to do that as well. Marsh, what's our next topic?
All right, we got a question from the 636. Can the Florida Panthers three-peat without Alexander Barkov?
Can they three-peat without him, like if he's out for the playoffs too? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful. He is, he's the best two-way player in the NHL. He's like the secret weapon. You put him out there against McDavid, you put him out there against anybody, and he can nullify that player and force that player to play defense. So yeah, Florida's got a great team, deep squad, but you got to remember now, Tkachuk out till December with surgery, Barkov out for the season. Florida might be fighting for their playoff lives just to get in.
Oh, wow.
Well, the two biggest pieces of their team are gone.
Oh, no, I know. I just, the thought of that is a little bit jarring.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I know. So what the Panthers did do, though, in the offseason is they did sign Luke Kunin. Luke Kunin is a St. Louis kid, born and raised here in St. Louis, been in the NHL for a number of years now. He's coming off a nice deal that he had with San Jose. And I believe he went to the Blue Jackets at the deadline. But he is a great two-way forward. He's not Barkov by any means, but he will be a nice addition for depth for that Panthers team. You know, they're really going to miss Barkov and Tkachuk. Those are two major pieces on their power play. I mean, the power play runs through those two guys. So we'll see what Reinhart can do, what Bennett can do. You know, Verhaeghe, like, can these guys pick up the slack? Will Florida go get a player? Somehow go find a player, make a trade for a guy because of Barkov's injury? It's going to be a lot harder. It's going to be a lot harder now because teams, why would you give up a scorer like that? And those guys aren't just growing on trees out there. And then you got to worry about the new salary cap for the playoffs at that point. So you go get a player that's $4 or $5 million. You think he's going to do great, helps your team. Now you get to the playoffs. You got to bench Barkov, Tkachuk, or player X, Y, or Z because you can't have over the salary cap in your lineup.
Do you think it would be beneficial if they did miss the playoffs? And I know that sounds crazy, but they've played so much hockey, and now you're adding the Olympics to this too. So I'm assuming a lot of players on that team will be representing their country come Olympic time. That's a ton of hockey in the last not even 2 years, but 3 years because they went to the Cup against Vegas.
Yeah,
that's a lot of hockey. I wonder if they could maybe get their legs under them. You have a longer offseason and then get back to it the following season with a healthy Barkov, perhaps a healthy Tkachuk, and then just keep that quote-unquote dynasty going.
Yeah, you could try. But if you ask the players...
Yeah, of course they're
not going to... And you have the management, you ask the ownership...
Right.
Who will be not getting playoff revenues. Yeah, no, let's keep running it back here.
Absolutely.
Going. But from a health standpoint...
Yes.
You're not wrong, yeah. It would be beneficial, but, you're still going to have Paul Maurice and the rest of that team playing their asses off to try and get in. So... does it really benefit them or not? Because either way, they're putting more stress on the players that are actually in the lineup. We're going to be playing twice as hard to try and get the team back. So I don't know how much that will help.
Well, I mentioned the Olympics. We get a question from the 424. Are NHL teams insured against any contractual/financial loss for potential injuries during Olympic play? Yeah,
their NHL teams are insured anyways. So you can select a few players from each team that you can protect with insurance. So like if Robert Thomas, one of the highest paid players on the team, he's probably insured so that if he goes down, he'll still get paid, but the insurance will pay him. And so I imagine this was a huge line item when the NHL was not in the Olympics for the last couple of years, or I think it was the last Olympics that they weren't in there, was because the Olympic Committee would not help with any of the insurance premiums. Basically saying, go fast lane yourself.
That's nice of them.
That's rude.
I believe that has changed now. I don't have the documents in front of me, but the fact that the NHL is getting back into it lets me know that two things have happened. One, that the Olympic Committee has helped out in some way with some insurance premiums for star players. And they're also going to let the NHL use content from the Olympics for their own financial gain, because that was the other thing too. The Olympic Committee is holding the rights. So if it's a highlight from a game or a goal or anything like that, the NHL could not use that to benefit financially at all. In fact, they would get sued for using footage that's not theirs. That rule has changed too, because the Olympics realized that the revenue that the Olympics can make is far greater with the best hockey players in the world there for the Winter Olympics. Just like in the Summer Olympics, you get all the NBA guys that are there playing. Like, all of a sudden, it's a lot bigger thing.
All right. Well, we know Jamie has roller skated with
Dennis Rodman.
Rollerbladed. You got a matching tattoo. It is what it is. We got a question from the 314. Curious, who is the biggest celebrity or athlete you have had the pleasure in meeting?
Celebrity?
I
was asked this question once, and I said Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg's
And that's because
good.
I was in the hotel with him, hanging out, pre-concert, hanging out.
Yeah.
Then somebody reminded me that I had met Barack Obama.
That's pretty big.
And I forgot. So, Barack Obama.
That's pretty
Got
big.
a picture
yeah.
with him.
For the White House
Yeah,
visit.
we went to the White House,
That's
got
cool.
a picture with him. So, for me, it's president. While he was still president. Pretty cool.
It's going to be tough for you, Jamie.
I had drinks with Hugh Hefner and James Caan at the Beverly Hills Hotel.
It's Buddy the Elf's dad.
Hung out with the
Also
members
the
from
head coach
KISS.
of the program.
Yeah.
Gene Simmons, James Hatfield, had some drinks with him one night. Eddie Vedder had dinner with him and Kid Rock at the same table. But, I mean, nothing bigger than Barack Obama. Like, that's the president of the United States. So,
I mean, you're doing pretty well, though.
No, you're not bad.
there's more, but
doing
it's
pretty
just
well.
like, you know, it's
Once you-
scary. Like, you cross paths with these people, and, like, all it takes is one major celebrity to really like hockey. And then all of a sudden, you're friends with all their celebrity friends, too.
sure.
Like, when we go play in L.A. at the Great Western Forum, they had a back staircase that led to the Forum Club, which was where all the celebrities would hang out, all the supermodels, all the, you name it. If you were somebody, you were at the Forum Club. So they would come down the stairs, and they'd come say hi to you. Like, you'd be standing outside your locker room, and there's, Michael J. Fox, Kurt Russell, Cuba Gooding Jr., like, you name it. These people are just standing around talking. They want to talk hockey. They want to, hey, let me see that stick. You can put your helmet on. Like, it's
Go for it, man.
Yeah. And then, come on up to the, to the Forum Club. Oh, you go up to the Forum Club, and now you're sitting there talking to, like, whoever's there. So that's kind of, like, how it works. And then all of a sudden, you're friends with people.
Yeah.
Beyonce, too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. We went skating when I was in
I
college.
think did the Rocky Balboa thing with her?
No, I did skate with Michelle. When they were Destiny's Child, it was Kelly, Beyonce, and Michelle.
You guys holding hands?
I don't remember. Maybe.
Interlocking?
Might have been, yeah. Well, not interlocking, but just skating.
holding hands?
Yeah, holding hands.
With Beyonce?
Not Beyonce, with Michelle.
Now, were you using Michelle to get to Beyonce?
Nah, I've probably been trying to use Michelle to get to Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Kelly was cute.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
They were doing a concert or something, right?
They had a concert in Champaign, and the after party, so to speak, was at a. They were like, hey, you got some guys around, some people want to come out and hang out. I'm like, yeah, we'll go. Sure. So we were at the bowling alley with Destiny's Child.
How about that?
Wow.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, how about you, Anthony?
I mean, what? So let's talk about like meeting, right?
Did you meet Chris Berman?
I did, yeah. So
I had drinks with Chris Berman in Cottleville not too long ago. Did you? Literally at the whiskey house of Frankie Martin's. I'm sitting there, and Chris Berman comes walking in, and we have a mutual friend, and they're like, oh, and he's like, oh, I'm like, oh, Chris Berman. And he's like, oh, you got a locker here? Yeah. Oh, what do you got in there? He's into my bourbon.
No.
Like,
he's a good guy.
He's amazing. Sorry,
go
go ahead.
No. Yeah. So I actually have two small Chris Berman stories. So when I was flying back and forth between St. Louis and Bristol in 2019, when I was doing the show, the Football Frenzy show on ESPN's campus, we went into a large, almost, I would describe it as like a college auditorium, and they had all the games on. So like the crew from ESPN's, what's the NFL show they do on
Countdown?
Sundays? Countdown.
Prime time.
So Countdown, at the time, it was like Randy Moss and John Fox and Samantha Ponder, and I forget who else. Oh, Rex Ryan, who's like the coolest dude. He's like the John Daly of football. You know what I mean? Like
Rex, you can totally see that too.
I actually, at one point, like after a couple of months had passed, I actually said to Rex Ryan, who had interviewed twice with the Falcons, I go, hey, I'm actually a Falcon fan. You think you get maybe another interview down there? He goes, nope. he's like, I guarantee that. He goes, they passed me over twice. I guarantee the second time that Artie won't be calling me back again. I was laughing. But the Berman story, so everybody remembers when the Cardinals beat the Braves when they had that huge first inning in the elimination game of the divisional round series. Berman was on that call. He was the play-by-play voice for ESPN on that call. So he was passing me, like I always sat in the back with Ryan Clark, CD's former teammate. So it was me and Ryan Clark, and then all the big wigs like Thomas Jackson and Chris Berman and all those guys would kind of sit near the front. Well, Berman's walking behind me. I say, hey, Chris, just want to let you know, like I do radio in St. Louis. You had a great call over the weekend. It was what a game, because I knew he was on the call. He goes, I got to show you this. So he goes up to his seat, pulls something out, comes back. He had the game book from like the scorebook. The scorebook. He goes, you got to check this. And he flipped to it in the first inning. Obviously, was wild because the Cardinals kept batting around. He goes, check this out. It looked like a scribbled mess. Right? He goes, how about that? So him and I kind of hit it off a little bit. But the other story I want to share about Berman, because this was a long time ago. Berman got, it was I think it was during a break, but they kept rolling. It was one of the shows he was on, and he wound up kind of yelling at one of the ESPN people for like getting in the shot or whatever, and he was really frustrated, and they have the video, and of course like Deadspin picked it up and all that, and they're like, look at what a jerk Chris Berman is. Let me tell you about this. So there on the ESPN campus, there was always one guy who kind of ran the little cafeteria, and anytime anybody needed something, I forgot the guy's name, he would go, older guy would go get the food, bring it in, no problem. So it was right around Christmas time. And I looked over, and Berman was talking to him, and he just kind of slipped him an envelope, gave him a hug. Well, that guy came back. I noticed like 5 minutes later, that same gentleman came back and asked Chris to come back. And like I said, I was sitting in the back, and the guy was crying. He's like, yeah, you gave me too much. So whatever Berman gave him must have been a huge tip. And I just heard Berman say, because again, I was close enough. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I'm like, this.
No, you pick it up.
Yeah. So Berman said to him, he goes, without this place, man, we wouldn't be here. Like, just generous, whatever he gave. Don't know what it is, but everybody can be caught on a bad day, and for somebody like him, and it's videotaped and all that stuff. I mean, all of us have bad days.
Oh, man.
If it's splashed across the internet, like, this is who you are. No, he had a bad moment.
It's a moment.
Yeah, so he was. I think I've shared that story before, but I was always kind of touched by that, because this gentleman, like I said, he would run all over the place.
He was great. He's out in public, and everybody's recognized him, and then he and I are sitting there shooting the breeze, and we're laughing and telling sports stories and jokes with people we know. We had a lot of mutual friends, and so people gather. They kind of see us two talk, and then they're like talking to him, pictures, all this stuff. He was awesome.
Good dude. Yeah. Down to earth.
Yeah.
Big time.
He was great.
And I love how ESPN honors both him and Thomas Jackson with that studio. They call it the Chris Berman and Thomas Jackson studio. It's right outside. It's the main one that you always see on like the big NFL shows. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Let's continue with Jeremy Rutherford, who's going to join us. We'll talk a little Blues hockey with him on 101 ESPN.
With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, I can tell you that E&B Granite, they are St. Louis's trusted name. When it comes time to renovate your kitchen, your bathroom, or how about some of those outdoor living spaces, they can get pretty tricky as well, but not for E&B Granite. They know exactly what they're doing. They offer an extensive selection of custom countertops, too, so it's not just like one variety of countertop. They've got something for everyone, no matter what your budget is, no matter what your taste is. They've got a great countertop available. And it's not just countertops. They've got great cabinets, flooring. They've got different colors, patterns, styles, everything that you're gonna love to put into your home. They're backed by a skilled team of professional fabricators, installers, and let's not forget this: the in-house design staff. They are the bomb. Go down to 6135 Manchester Avenue. Talk to one of the in-house design staff members. They'll walk you through the entire process, and you're going to absolutely love the end result. So please get down there in person or call ahead. Book an appointment. Tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number's 314-645-9300. That's 314-645-9300, or you can visit enbgranite.com. ENB Granite, luxury for less for Missouri and Illinois.
Time for the Rutherford Report with our Blues insider, Jeremy Rutherford, on 101 ESPN.
JR is brought to you by Evergreen Wealth Strategies, helping everyday people every day. Visit evergreen-ws.com.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN 305. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Jeremy Rutherford, our Blues insider with The Athletic. Of course, Blues hockey, regular season hockey is right around the corner. What's up, JR?
Fellas, how you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great. I know that you're doing a lot of different Blues training camp roster projections, and you're looking at playoff chance and projection points, all that stuff. What is the thing that you're working on right now ahead of the season? You know that you love diving into, because I know there's certain projects that you do you love to take a deeper dive on. What's going on now?
Yeah, we got a few things brewing, and those will probably be coming up as we get into the season. But that's funny. I laughed because what I'm working on right now, it's a reaction to Dom's projection that the Blues are 9th in the West, 18th in the league, and 90.3 points on the season.
JR, how much does Dom drink? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
No, but here's my issue with Dom, okay? And I've said it on these airwaves before, too. What he does, according to his equations, it works. But they're hand-picked equations of Dom's, not necessarily encompassing everything that's relevant in the season, and he gets his projections, which I get it. That's what he does. That's his job to do it. But man, oh man, it would be nice once in a while if, like, it was, I don't know, accurate.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take him to task a little bit in this article tomorrow. And,
Good,
and he knows
boy, JR.
Yeah. I saw him in New York a couple weeks ago. We had meetings, and he said, I was catching an Uber, and I hear JR, and I turn around, and it's Dom, and he said, Blues fans aren't going to like it. And I said, your preview's coming out? And he said, yeah. So, but, I mean, the one thing, as you guys know, is that we don't spend too much time on this, but the one thing you guys know is the numbers are the numbers. He takes what the players have done in the past and throws it in the blender, and it spits out what they might do in the future. And so anyway, I just think that what we have to do, and what I'm going to do in the article tomorrow, is say, okay, but we're talking about a 105-point pace that the Blues were on under Jim Montgomery, and that the model that he has doesn't reflect stuff like that. So I'll make some points in the article, and I really do think that the Blues are better than a 90-point team. I think they're a playoff team who could sniff, be in the conversation with those top three teams in the Central Division. So, hey, listen, I'm not carrying water for the Blues. I just think that some of the things they have going this year bode well for being a playoff team.
Yeah, don't you take any crap from Dom, JR.
No.
Okay? Don't. I've seen Dom. You can take him.
I'm bigger than him. Yeah, and a lot of people.
Hey, speaking of fighting, Milan Lucic, well-known tough guy in the NHL for many years, as well as a great player. He tweaked his groin, was kind of 50-50 there, but he was on the ice. I believe he's on the ice first this morning. How's he looking?
Yeah, he was out there bright and early before that first group at 9:45 this morning, and was out there, I would say, looked like 15, 20 minutes. But he was just testing out that groin, and Riv, those guys will go out early, test it. Can they stick around for practice? And the decision was made not to, so still bugging them a little bit. But they were hoping that after the game tomorrow, and perhaps when they get back to a full unit Sunday or Monday, that he could be a full-time participant, but not as of yet.
JR, of the new faces that you've seen in camp thus far, is there anyone that is standing out the most to you?
Yeah, probably break that down, in terms of a couple guys who definitely be on the roster. You look at Suter, he's still skating with that second line with Holloway and Carey. So a couple days ago, I asked Jim Montgomery about that, and he said, well, we know what Braden Shen can do with that group. The results were really good last year. We're seeing what Suter can do. And here we are, pretty well into camp, and he's still skating with that group. So you just see, he knows the game, great stick work. He's in position all the time. If he winds up playing with Holloway and Carey, it's going to give the Blues a lot of depth if you have Shen playing on the third line with Neighbors. So he's a guy. But I know that everybody's been talking a lot about Justin Carbonneau and sing his praises too. Does he have some things to learn? Is he raw? Yeah, for sure. But you see the makings of a real good player. So a couple guys there that have stuck out.
Gerald, I just go back to the Pius Suter, Braden Shen discussion, and I heard the comments from Monty, and I've certainly talked to enough people around the organization to kind of understand, what the curiosity would be about Suter playing with Holloway and Carey. But then I go back to the numbers of what Shen, Holloway, and Carey were last year when they were together, and I mean, why would you mess with that? I just don't understand why that would even be a thought. It gives you depth, but Pius Suter can also play the third line and give you that depth as well.
Yeah, I think it's interchangeable, and we're not saying, and I know you're not saying, that Suter's going to be the number 2 center on opening night. Maybe it will, but we'll find out. But I do think they're interchangeable, and I think you could see advantages for both guys. First of all, we know what Braden Shen did last year, and while it wasn't every night, for the majority of the time that line was assembled, they were good, and the numbers were good, and it shows. So I think that you can start with that. I don't see why you wouldn't start with that based on what we saw last year. But if the coaches see something where Suter's a good fit there just as well, and Neighbors and Shen have had some history together too, why not that? So, Suter's a good defensive player, as is Braden Shen, and I know that when you had the strides that Jordan Kyrou took last year with his defensive play too, it could not just be a picture of, hey, who gives us the best chance at offense, but, how do we balance the lines to provide some defensive responsibility too.
Jeremy Rutherford joining us for a couple more minutes here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. JR, we know that Monty now gets a full training camp with the Blues after last year coming in the not middle of the season, but coming in November, December, whenever he did it. What do you think the biggest change will be from this year's team from last year's team because Monty now is a full training camp?
Yeah, I think it's just I'll use this word just briefly and then move on, but just the confidence coming into the season. Like, you can see it. It's tangible. Like, you can see that this team knows who the guy is and that they believe in him from day one. That's the easiest, most simple way that I can say it. You can see it in the drills. You can see it in the practice. Guys are attentive. Guys are listening. Guys are playing with detail in the drills. And then that once they start to get into things like the special teams, today they got into the power play. Braden Shen's in the bumper, whether it be Thomas and Snuggerud in the spots that they're in, that there was some thought put into it, why they're doing it, why they're playing with two balanced groups. Like, there's just so much faith in what Montgomery brings to practice every day that they just buy into it right away. And, guys, I can't stress this enough. The start to this season is so important. I realize you could say that any team in the league, but, this is a Blues team that has gone through a couple tough years, and last year they started to put it together at the end of the year, but it's because they had to chase. And, you can't be in a situation every year where you have to, chase the standings. And so the way that they've responded to Jim Montgomery out of the gate is what sticks out to me and should bode well for a good start.
JR, last question for me. Dylan Holloway has returned from what he described as an extensive abdomen surgery. What have you seen from him so far in training camp?
Yeah, it looks like game number 41. It looks like midseason. He's just flying. And Dylan Holloway, it's just incredible, like, when he talks about that injury, and we know that I think last year what he get hit with a puck, or 2 years ago, last year, and he acted like it was nothing. Like, he's just a gamer, and when he talks about how extensive that was, you're talking about the oblique, and it comes off the hip, and he says, guys, I felt good 3 months ago. 3 months ago. So he's been itching to get back out there, and, the speed that he brings, the aggressiveness, the forecheck, everything that we saw last year before that injury, he's bringing here in camp, and he doesn't just want to be the player that he was last year. You stand there at the stall and you talk to him, and he said, I want to be one of the best players in this league. And, I'll go back to last year. I interviewed a scout for a story at The Athletic about Dylan Holloway, and I said, what's his ceiling? And he said, I think that he's a third-line player, and we all know, based on what we saw last year, that he's more than that. So I just think, Carey, that he's got the drive that you hope that your players on your team that you watch every night has, and you hope that it's contagious with the rest of the guys.
JR, as you know, the text line here at 101 ESPN is a wonderful tool. We get a comment here from the 636. It says, please ask JR why he likes BK and Ferrario more than you guys. And the other day he said BK is his favorite. Care to explain that?
Yeah, read the rest of the number. It's probably BK's number. The text line. You guys know full and well whatever show I'm on is my favorite show.
We respect that, JR.
Yeah.
We do. Yeah, we appreciate you. All right, we'll let you go, bud. We know that you're getting ready for tomorrow, the Blues and Blackhawks pregame tomorrow, right here on 101 ESPN at 5 o'clock. Puck drop at 6. JR, we'll talk to you again next Friday. Have a great weekend.
Yep, and a little Dom reaction. Thanks a lot.
There you go. That's right. Check that out. You can check it out at JP Rutherford or go to The Athletic, of course. Hopefully you have a subscription there. JR's the best. So thanks, JR. See you, buddy. All right, we've got more Freedom Friday topics coming for you next on 101 ESPN. Underdog Fantasy is where you can find some great opportunities to cash in on your football picks all season long. And with the football season now in full swing, Underdog is fantastic. You play right here in our state of Missouri, and playing is easy. Just take a look at the slate, the upcoming slate, and choose whether or not some of the players that you like or don't like will go higher or lower on their stats. For example, I like Baker Mayfield to go higher than 17.5 rushing yards this Sunday against the Eagles. He has been on the move a lot throughout the course of the season. I think that trend will continue, especially with Mike Evans out for the Bucs this week. I also like, I don't like the Falcons' chance of beating Washington even with Jaden Daniels out, but Bijan Robinson continues to be their entire offense. So I like him to go higher than his 24.5 receiving yards. I also like the fact that he could go higher than 81.5 rushing yards. How you want to choose your picks this weekend? If you like a certain matchup, great. Go to Underdog and play, and you can cash in and win up to 5,000 times your cash for playing at as little as $1. So download the app today. Sign up with my promo code Anthony to score $100 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. Again, you got to type in that promo code Anthony at Underdog, where you can make plays and win money all season long. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org. All right, it is Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Multiple ways you can become part of the show. Air Comfort Service tax line 314-399-9646. You can also head to the YouTube channel. The Air Alliance team studio cams provide the YouTube channel feed for us. And you can also leave us a Scott Lee Heating Company mic drop. But it's your show. You pick out the topics. We do this on the last Friday of every month. Marshy, latest topic, please.
All right, well, the Cubs just scored another run, by the way. We get a question from the 504. Is there a snowball's chance in hell that the Cardinals move on from Oli Marmol this offseason?
I don't think so. Jamie has brought this point up before, and I agree with you. You're going to bring in who? You're going to bring in a veteran to work with a team that is going to be incredibly young? I don't know. Look, you can move on from them, but I don't think any veteran is going to look at the situation and say, yeah, that's a spot I want to be. you're not going to have an overly talented roster next year. They're not going to be active in free agency. Sonny Gray is bailing. And I'm not faulting him or taking any shots. It's just he knows this is not a contender. Arenado said something similar. You know that this is a rebuild. So does it make sense right now to go get a veteran manager?
No, it doesn't. Nor does it make sense to go, because I know the next text message coming up is Yachty or Albert. It makes no sense to get them either, because you're not giving them a quality product to work with. So then imagine if Yachty comes in. Let's just play the game. They fire Oli, bring in Yachty. Yachty gets a substandard team. Are we really going to know what Yachty is as a manager then?
No.
We're not. And then Yachty's probably going to get frustrated. There will be, I just don't think it's the right fit. Albert, same thing. These guys have never managed 162 games to major league level. And, people, well, Yachty's managed. He has, but he's also managed some all-star teams, too.
Yeah.
Like when you manage at the World Baseball Classic, you're getting the best players from that country. You're not getting AA prospects, AAA prospects, borderline non-major leaguers. You're not getting, the Hampsons of the world and the Fermines that you're that you can't build around.
Roster fillers, basically.
Roster fillers, yeah. So I think that Oli is the perfect guy for the gig for one more year, and maybe even beyond, depending on where you're at with this rebuild.
Yeah.
And I think that if he proves that he can improve this team and build a roster that is not great, and work with a roster that is not great and make them better, I think it tells you a little something about Oli. And if he can't, and the team starts to just gradually get better, then Chaim Bloom can move on at that point. A year from now, 2 years from now, he can just say, hey, you know what? It's time for Albert, time for Yachty. Lisa, let's do it. It's time for Skip, because Skip's best manager ever.
Sure.
For 1 year, then the other year is terrible. Anyways,
that 1 year is right there.
But if we go by the criteria, right. So yeah, I think it's a no-brainer that he's there for next year.
Sure. I'm looking at this roster. I gotta be honest, fellas. It's probably gonna be worse than what you see this year. Are we in agreement? It's the same players, unless they, get drastically better in the offseason and go into next season. Your pitching is probably going to take a step back, especially if Sonny Gray is not on the roster. You don't have 5 starters at this moment for 2026. You're going to be starting Victor Scott in center field, some combination of Burleson, Jordan Walker, Brendan Donovan, maybe Lars Newbar, maybe not, but somebody in the outfield, maybe Ivan Herrera catching, and everything else is going to be the same. Maybe Nolan Arenado isn't at third base, but maybe Nolan Gorman is. But with that being said, you're probably going to have a really bad year next year, or not a great year, another playoff-less season.
Plus, what is the urgency to bring in somebody like Albert or Yachty? If those two are not set, I know Yachty at one point mentioned that, hey, I just want to manage. Okay. Unless there is a team that is going to hire him in this offseason, what is the urgency that you have to do it right now?
I don't know.
If he's your guy, hey, great, bring him in, and I'm certainly not going to ever fight bringing Yachty or Molina in to manage your team. But if there's no current urgency to bring him in, why don't you build up this roster a little bit, and then if you want to pair him up with a roster that is maybe not, maybe what the Blues said a year ago, where it's a little ahead of schedule,
trending
then
upward.
bring in the right guy. Okay, I can get on board with that. But as of right now, I don't see that there's going to be a team that's going to hire Yachty in the offseason. I don't think.
Look at the text line and the YouTube chat. Everybody's like, "Why is he? Yachty's an upgrade. Yachty. Okay, fine." But Yachty has to also. He said, "Oh, I'd like to manage," but he also he hasn't managed 100+ games in a season before. And as great as Yachty was, I'll use this. Wayne Gretzky was the greatest player to ever play in the NHL. He wasn't the greatest coach.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't. And there's several players that have gone through that. Unbelievable players, and they weren't the best coach. Does that mean
Jamie?
What?
Why is that?
Because those guys didn't have to worry about the details.
Their brain worked a little differently.
No matter what they played, they made a mistake, they went out the next shift. If I made a mistake, I didn't play for a period, so I better not make a mistake.
Get off the ice!
Pretty much. But yeah, but going back to my original point on it is, I'm not saying Yachty can't do it. I'm not saying he wouldn't be an upgrade. I just don't know why you would do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
You give him this pot full of whatever it is. Like, it's not even a dinner. It's like, yeah, here's some pieces of this.
Right.
Go get him, Yachty.
Yeah. Plus, he has to face the media before the game and after the game every single night during a losing season. And they're I've been told that Yachty not a huge fan of the media. Now, have things changed?
As a player,
if things change, maybe.
He's a manager.
So how do you think Yachty's going to like it when he has a starting pitcher that's out there who's either shoving or not? He makes a questionable decision to go to the bullpen for a certain thing, and then Derek Gould or BK or whoever.
It'll probably be BK. Brandon.
John Denton, whatever it goes. Yachty, I feel like you pulled the pitcher a little too early there. Probably had another batter in him. What were you thinking there? Yachty's going to absolutely shred.
You want me to do it? Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yachty, Brandon Kiley, 101 ESPN here.
Brandon.
Watching the game and going over the analytics and looking at what your pitcher was doing in his velo where it was at, I feel like you probably could have left him in there instead of switching him out and then giving up that home run.
You want to know why I took him out?
Yeah.
Because I wanted to.
But do you feel like that was the best decision?
Yes.
So you wanted to lose?
Next question.
You were
He's like,
I feel like
do you want to lose?
Do you want to die?
Wouldn't it be
life?
weird to kind of question the baseball mind of Yachty or Molina? I'd just be like, you know what? I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, again,
Andrew, it's a free country. We're allowed to question people.
That's fair.
I saw that Bud in the Snake Pit said Yachty managed on the field. Asked Dunker TLR. Absolutely. We're not saying don't hire him. We're saying it's now the right time.
Set him up for
Why do we want to fire Oli so bad?
Anytime this comes up.
Coaching his butt off, man. Look at these guys. Well, don't look at them now, but look at them every other game, man. These guys are playing their butts off as much as they can.
And then we got Ken Lynch in the Snake Pit. He brings up really a good idea. He says bring in Molina or Pujols as bench coach or base coach.
They won't do it.
Exactly. They're not coming in for a secondary role.
No.
Yachty's not showing up to the field or Albert 162 games to be in the background.
Right. I agree. All right. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues next.
I think we all know real estate agents around town. I mean, I've got friends and relatives that are realtors, and, they work very hard. However, they're not the best in the business. And if you're going to list your home with a realtor, please choose Gloria Lou. With your home sold guaranteed realty, Gloria has been in the business for over 20 years here in the St. Louis area. She understands the market. She understands what's trending in St. Louis and surrounding area. She's going to get you the most money possible for your home, and she's going to sell your house fast, too. And she guarantees all this, by the way. She will put it in writing that she'll sell your home for 100% of what market value is for your home. And if she can't, she'll pay you the difference. That is confidence. And why is she so confident? Because Gloria, over the years, she's gathered over 24,000 buyers in waiting, which will automatically help sell your home quickly and for the most money. So please pick up the phone, call Gloria Liu. Tell her Jamie Rivers sent you in. Her number's 314-325-6888. Again, that's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Remember that Gloria and the seller must agree upon price and possession date.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals trail the Cubs 11-1 in the bottom of the seventh inning. We'll let you know if the Cardinals come back in this one, but we're going to keep doing Freedom Friday. So continue sending in your text messages to the Air Comfort Service text line. That's 314-399-9646. We'll continue with Freedom Friday next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
On 101 ESPN. By the way, the Cardinals now down 11-1 to the Cubs. 11-1.
It's a whole lot to a little.
Yep,
but
certainly is.
You got one. If you got one, you got a chance.
No, you do not.
Right.
Marsh, what's the latest Freedom Friday topic?
All right, I want to go over a couple quotes around the NFL, and we'll start off with a question that we got from the 801. What are your thoughts on the Russell Wilson comments from Tony Gonzalez and Richard Sherman last night? And for those that did not end up hearing that audio, this is, of course, regarding Russell Wilson. This is what the two had to say when asked about Russell Wilson and his benching.
If ever there was somebody who played himself out of a Hall of Fame, it's Russell Wilson.
Really?
And I say that because look at what's happened ever since he left Seattle. When he was in Seattle, he was the man. He was making these good plays. He won a Super Bowl, went to 2 of them. But as soon as he left there, he went to Denver, signed that big old deal. They paid him $39 million to leave. He goes to Pittsburgh, plays there 1 year. He's out of there. Now he goes here and has 3 games. I just don't know if it's going to get any better, and I don't want to see him on a sideline holding a clipboard.
I agree. I think you got to judge his career off when the Legion of Boom was there. He had a legendary defense, an all-time defense, and how much success he had. And then without that legendary defense, the success he had. Without that legendary defense, he's been 4-11, 7-8. 0-3 to start with the Giants. He was a winning football player in Seattle, and people said, hey, winning is football player, all this good stuff, all these accolades, and now you get to go on your own and you get to prove, hey, I'm this great quarterback. I'm this guy that's going to be dominant, and it just hasn't worked out that way.
I would have loved for anyone else other than a member of the Legion of Boom to have said that. It sounded a little bit like, yeah, we made him. And I'm sure that's not what Richard Sherman was implying. But it felt like, yeah, you're the man when you're with us, and when you're not with us, you're not the man. For those that don't know, the Legion of Boom, Richard Sherman was part of that. It's the cornerbacks, the safeties, of the defense of the Seattle Seahawks when Russell was there. And I kind of felt like that was.
But how was Russell without the Legion of Boom?
I mean, how is any quarterback without a great defense? How is Eli if Justin Tuck and O.C. Umenyiora and Michael Strahan don't get to
Joe Burrow got
Tom Brady?
Joe Burrow got his team.
He's won the Super Bowl. He won that?
No, he got there.
Okay, because Aaron Donald got to the quarterback. It kind of matters.
I'm just saying.
Not me too.
I don't know what your problem is with Richard
defense.
Sherman.
That defense matters, and every good quarterback, generally, every Super Bowl team. I will stand by this. It is a team game. It ain't a player or individual. It's a team game.
So you don't think a quarterback can cost a team a victory?
Oh, hell yeah. I think any player can cost a team a victory. I watched Chris Jones go inside and Justin Herbert run outside, and they picked up a big first down to win the game. He plays defense. So, yeah, I think any player at any time, I think a coach, a player, but there are generally a bunch of plays that get you to that moment where you either pass or fail in that moment. And, so I think the coaches failed as much as Russell Wilson did. Russell threw the ball where it was supposed to be. Malcolm Butler made a hell of a play.
So let me just one step further here, because I'm not questioning what you're saying, by the way. I'm asking questions because I'm actually, inquisitive with this. If it was some other defensive player that played in the NFL that said what Richard Sherman said, what would you think of that?
I would lean a little bit more on the side. Okay, cool. Now I wouldn't feel like Richard is saying, yeah, without us.
No, but what if there's somebody else? What if somebody who played against the Seahawks and said,
I would not feel how I feel. Again, listening to that, knowing that Richard, it sounded a bit personal.
Well, Richard Sherman, by the way, is on record of being one of the guys who said that Russell Wilson, you had to go through his publicist.
Correct.
So there might be a little stank on that.
It felt a little personal. To the point of being a Hall of Famer, Eli Manning was just nominated, if I'm not mistaken, for the Hall of Fame for this year, correct? And
yes.
Eli Manning is a 2-time Super Bowl winner with 4 Pro Bowls under his belt. Russell Wilson, a 1-time Super Bowl winner with 10 Pro Bowls under his belt. Neither have been a Player of the Year, MVP, Offensive MVP, or MVP of the league. Neither have. One has one more Super Bowl than the other. Now, one is a 2-time Super Bowl MVP, and Russell Wilson
0
was not. But
where do those guys rank next to Joe Flacco, though?
They're ahead of Joe. By miles.
All right, so
yeah.
I think they bring up good points. I think they bring up really good points because the Hall of Fame should look at not just your peak, but also the totality of your career. And since Russell Wilson left Seattle, it has been a steep decline.
Yeah.
Steep. Now, he does have 10 Pro Bowls. He does have a Super Bowl ring.
He's a Pro Bowler last year. I don't know how much we weigh, how much we care about that.
That's tough, man.
I don't know how much we,
I'll say no. I don't think, no regular season or Super Bowl MVPs. again, post Seattle decline, I think that's going to be the Broncos, Steelers, Giants rough.
Well, we don't know how it ends yet either.
And we don't know how it ends. He just got benched for Jackson Dart an hour into the season. So I say no.
I see. He's been Offensive Player of the Year, top 5, 4 times in his career.
Mm-hmm.
3 times in his career. And Eli has just lost.
You want Russell Wilson, his bust, to be in there with Peyton Manning's?
I think if you're going to have Eli Manning in the,
at least he's a Manning.
Well, that's about it. Eli has never been top 5 in Offensive Player of the Year.
But at least
in his
got,
entire career.
At least he's got 2 Super Bowl rings and a couple of MVPs.
And he beat Tom Brady twice.
Beat Brady twice.
He didn't beat him.
Okay, well,
Justin
he was
Tuck,
on the...
O.C. Umenyiora, and Michael Strahan got to the damn quarterback.
Okay.
And Mario Manningham caught a ball on his head.
But Eli Manning was part of that team.
No, it wasn't Mario. Who was the one that caught it on his head?
That was the big guy.
It was David Tyree.
David Tyree. And then Mario caught one.
No, who's the other guy?
On his shoulder.
Plaxico Burress?
David Tyree caught it
on
his head against his helmet. And Mario Manningham was
Plaxico caught the game-winning touchdown against the Patriots.
Guys, I was just saying Plaxico Burress was on that team, right?
He was.
Okay, can I have my head back, please?
To Marsh's point, he caught the game-winning touchdown.
No.
Eli also made an unbelievable play just to throw that ball up.
But it's one game. We're talking about
Carey.
I will play the devil on this. Eli has more passing yards. He also has 100 more interceptions, which, I mean, that got to mean something too, doesn't it? No?
Yeah, it does.
How many touchdowns?
366 touchdowns, and Russell has 353. He's got 114 interceptions, Russell does. Eli has 244 interceptions. So he's doubled him in interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And passing yards, now this is probably where he's got Eli has 57,000 and Russell has 46,000, almost 47,000.
How long did Russell play? And Eli?
Russell is 30 games behind Eli.
Okay.
He's going to stay 30 games behind Eli.
Well, no, he'll still get those games. He just won't get them as a starter.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Which matters. All right. We'll continue with our Freedom Friday. We do have the Gauntlet coming up at 4 o'clock, but got some more topics from you coming up next on 101 ESPN.
It is October. What does that mean? Oktoberfest, baby. And nobody does it better than my friends over at Urban Chestnut in the Grove. Friday, so today and tomorrow, they got everything going on down there on Manchester, and they're throwing the biggest party of the year. No tickets required, by the way. That's awesome. Just grab a stein and a liter of their delicious Oktoberfest beer, and boy, is it good. Maybe they got a little bit of that Zwickel Light down there, too. God, I love that one, too. Whew, so good. Anyways, yeah, bring the family down there. Check it out. They're going to have all sorts of great things going on. Stuff for the kiddos as well. So they'll be having a great time. They got glitter face tattoos, a craft and arts table, Oktoberfest coloring books, all sorts of great things for the little kids while mom and dad are having a good time with the Oktoberfest. And the Urban Chestnut Brewing Company over there at on Manchester. So please get down there with your friends, family, everybody tonight and tomorrow. Urban Chestnut Brewing Company in the Grove throwing a huge party. You're not going to want to miss it. Prost!
It's Fastline on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, and Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh is your latest Freedom Friday topic.
All right, gentlemen. Well, I said I had a few quotes from the NFL, and another one that we didn't get to in that last segment was Tua Tagovailoa. He had some comments regarding Cam Newton, who, as we know, former MVP, went to a Super Bowl, lost said Super Bowl. But this is what Tua had to say, and I want to know what you guys think of his remarks.
Anybody can play quarterback in this league then. I mean, I want to see anybody on the streets come and play quarterback. I mean, Cam's doing his thing for sure, but, you know, I think it's easier to be able to hold a clicker and talk about it that way, or talk about what someone else is doing wrong when you're not going out and having to do the same as them, right? So I think it's easy to do that. I think anybody can do that.
Someone going to tell him.
Can play.
Someone in the room going to tell him.
Somebody want to let him know. Like, somebody says, "Hey, the guy you're talking about, you don't know."
He did
that.
He did really good.
He probably better than you do. Yeah, MVP,
Probably?
Heisman Trophy winner. Like, you talking about the same Cam Newton that played for the Carolina Panthers?
The guy that was a unit, drove people around.
He's doing his thing with his clicker.
He's doing his thing with his clicker. He's a nice podcast host.
So, okay,
What was Tua talking about?
So,
hey, man.
I have to admit, Carey, at the gym this morning when I was on the bike, I saw all of this kind of evolving on the little TVs, you know. And so then I started diving into the Twitter and like whatnot. And then, so that quote was played. And then Stephen A. Smith, I mean, he shredded Tua.
Yes, he should.
Oh, he shredded him. He actually said to Cam, he's like, no, hold on. He's like, hold on, brother. Hold on. And then he went nuts because he's like, Cam shouldn't have to respond to that, right? Here's what Cam said afterwards, though, I kind of get, is Cam said, I'd like to believe that he said Cam's doing his thing, full stop. Mm-hmm. And then talking about other people with their clickers.
That's
and like, you know,
mature.
He goes,
Cam.
That's what Cam said?
Cam said
that's
that.
mature.
He says,
Okay.
I'd like to think that because he's like, you know, he goes, it's pretty easy to be 0-3. And he did. And he did. Threw one little dagger in there.
Why am I bleeding again?
But if you're Tua, like, man, you got to be so much more aware. I know he knows who Cam Newton is. I mean, who doesn't? One, why are you responding to that? Like, well, it's easy to play quarterback in the NFL. Hey, why don't you try it?
He said, I guess anybody can come off the street. But I don't think anybody. But Cam did pretty damn good.
Yes, he did.
And Tua's being paid a lot of money to do it.
By the way, this is what Cam Newton said that got Tua.
Oh, yeah.
You know, got Tua to the point where he's saying it's easy to be, clicker guy. Try playing quarterback. This is what Newton said. This is the frustrating reality we are faced with, not just as fans, but as people who observe this game, Newton said. Tua Tagovailoa is making more than Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford, and Jaden Daniels. Am I pocket watching? No. I'm putting things in perspective here. Bro, what you're being paid, what you're asked to do, what you have the capability of from one quarterback to the other, I look at this situation like, bro, come on, dog. Especially when you've got a Ferrari and a Lamborghini and other amenities that some quarterbacks wish they had. The Ferrari being Tyreek Hill, the Lamborghini probably being Jalen Waddle. That's what Tua reacted to.
Yes.
Now, I will say this, and Cam knows this. Cam should know this too. I do think there's a small, he's being short-sighted too. Just because you have two excellent receivers doesn't mean you're going to win a damn thing. How is your offensive line?
Terrible.
How's your defense?
No, but Cam also went on this morning to talk about, because he was asked about his comments, and he said, listen, when you have a quarterback that's telling the fastest player in the league he's not able to get him the ball downfield, that he has to stop and get the ball, like... Tua's struggling more from a leadership standpoint than I thought he would. I just don't know why he answered it like that. Like, if you have beef with Cam Newton, you pick up the phone, you call him, and you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, let's talk about this. Or you go on his podcast. It's very open, and like, I think Cam Newton does a great job, honestly. You get on there, and you work it out, Yeah. But what I didn't like is just that I think it's easy to be an NFL quarterback.
Okay, that's weird.
Like, I get it. I can't be an NFL quarterback, but I'm also not being paid $40 million right now. I can't do it, which is why you're being paid to do it. But it doesn't mean I can't criticize you. Like, if, I don't know, the lawn, you have a lawn company that comes cut your grass.
Green every lawn.
No, they don't cut the grass. They fertilize.
Oh, yeah, they don't cut it. They do everything else, though.
And the guy does it wrong. He runs one of those big machines that you don't know how to drive, but he cuts your grass poorly. Are you not allowed to say, by the way, you missed the whole spot? Oh, why don't you get on the lawnmower and do it? Well, I don't know how.
Right.
Because,
yeah, I'm paying you for that.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't like it.
All right, so Carey's got to leave at 4 o'clock here. So
I want to get this next clip.
Yeah, so we're gonna steal a Freedom Friday question from the fans. We'll give them another one back. I don't know what that means. Marsh, can you play the audio so that CD can hear of Robert Saleh discussing the Jaguars, Liam Cohen, and some legal sign stealing? Want to get Carey's thoughts on this?
Jacksonville, this is a very young, but it's a very talented group. Liam and his staff coming from a couple of guys coming from Minnesota. They've got legally a really advanced signal stealing type system where they always find a way to put themselves in an advantageous situation. They do a great job with it. They formation you to try to find any nugget they can. So we've got to be great with our signals, and we got to be great with our communication, and to combat some of the tells that we might give on the field. So they're almost elite in that regard. That whole entire tree, from Sean to Kevin O'Connell to all those guys, they all do it.
So, Carey, when I heard that, I said we got to bank this, because I got to ask Carey, what is he talking about legal sign stealing? Is it just reading the play, or is there something that's going on?
So I'm assuming he's talking about from his defense, and the offensive coordinator or the offensive staff is picking up on tells that the defense is giving you. So when you line up in a certain formation, the defense may line up in a certain formation to try to cover that, what they believe is going to be attacking them. And then if you shift or you audible, sometimes you'll see the defense, especially when that team is at home, because it's rely out when they're on defense, they might tap their head, or they might clap their hands, or they might hit their chest. And that's telling the entire defense, okay, we just went from man to cover 2. And now he's saying legally sign stealing. Well, the offense is saying, yeah, okay, the tap of the head means cover 2.
Okay.
The clap of the hands means they're in man free and they're blitzing the will linebacker. Like, you can tell based on what that team is. Now, how you combat that as a team is the first quarter, tap of the head means cover 2. Second quarter, it means man free, we're blitzing. And now that opposing team can't tell you or cannot dissect what coverage is being thrown at them based on the hand signals of the defense. It's not, because all the communication is in your ear. So defense is the one that literally they look to one another and they give a signal. It might be rolling their arms together or something, rolling their arms in a circular motion.
They got to be able to communicate.
They have to be able to communicate. And all 7, because the defensive line doesn't do it, but 7 guys are relaying that they got the message. So that's how he's saying that the offense is realizing, okay, this is what coverage they're in. This is what they're planning to attack us on this specific play. Now you have an answer to the test. Don't fail.
So it's pretty normal then.
Oh, yeah.
So then, why did he bring that up?
He said legal sign stealing because
I feel like it was kind of like petty, almost.
I think he was giving them credit for being advanced and understanding and being able to decipher what they're. And he said we have to be better at our signs when we're on the field, when we're adjusting. When the audible is called by the offense, our audible on defense has to be multiple. We have to be able to change what we're doing so that what they saw on film last week or the week before, they can't go into this game on Sunday and say, okay, this means cover 3. And now we can know how to beat them.
Now, Liam Cohen, he did respond. I haven't had a chance to grab the audio, but apparently he just kind of brushed it off.
Yeah, listen, it's nothing. It's not like they got guys allegedly going to other teams' sidelines and stealing signs, allegedly.
Allegedly. And winning national championships, allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, hey, quiet. That was a practice, and they didn't know it was recording.
I said it didn't happen.
All right. Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Carey's got some traveling to do. Hey, Go get your bounce back, all right?
ILL.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Why don't you go rebound against those men of Troy?
Yeah. Take care of business.
Yeah. All right, buddy.
Is the game in Champaign?
It is.
Oh,
Good luck. Good luck, kid.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
See ya.
It's Carey Davis.
Stuck with me now.
I love it. We got the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
Time for the Gauntlet here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, where it's 4:03. Your time check brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler, with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We welcome Brian back to the program after he knocked off Marsh yesterday in round 1 of the Gauntlet. What's up, Brian?
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing all right, man. Appreciate you stopping back. Happy Friday to you. Would you like to take on Jamie or me today?
Ooh, I was going to go with Carey, but he left.
Yeah, he left.
He heard you were on the line.
Didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Well, I guess I'll go with Anthony as a backup.
All right. Good luck to you, Brian.
Good luck.
All right, Anthony's going to head into the Cone of Silence. Mike Ryder's in there today, so at least he'll have someone to talk to. While he's doing that, Brian, can you tell my guy Marshy to spin that wheel, please?
Absolutely, Marshy. Spin that wheel.
All right, so you wanted Carey. Now you got Anthony. Did the strategy change at all for category?
You know what? Let's just go with random because I somehow won yesterday, and maybe it'll be a good luck for it today.
Okay. Well, Marshy, what do we got?
We have football today.
Oh, football today. Eesh. How do you feel about that, Bri?
Not great. I haven't watched it a lot since the Rams left, so it's probably my weakest category.
Okay, well, it's a good thing Anthony doesn't love football, okay? That's a joke.
Here we go. We'll be fine.
All right, each question's worth 2 points. If you use the options, worth 1 point. If you get it wrong, you get no score, 0 points. And if we're tied after 4 questions, we'll go to a tiebreaker. Are you ready, Bri?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it, buddy. Question 1. Through 3 weeks, who leads the NFL in rushing yards?
Yeah, that's a great question for someone who watches football week to week.
That's a tough one for people who do watch it.
I knew this was going to be my weak point. Recent NFL stuff. Let's just go with... I told myself I'd go with my gut, but I don't really have a gut on this one at all. Let's just go with... let's go with the options.
Is it Bijan Robinson, Derrick Henry, or Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, those are my options in my head. Okay. That really narrows it down. God, I feel like it has to be Henry, but they pass a lot there, too. Taylor, kind of a one-man show, maybe. I don't know. You said rushing yards?
Yeah.
I think I'll go with Jonathan Taylor. Final answer.
Question number 2. Which team did not punt in the first 2 weeks of the NFL?
All right. Let's go with the options.
Options are the Buffalo Bills, the LA Chargers, or the Indianapolis Colts.
Brian, you still there?
Yeah, I'll go with Buffalo, I guess. Final answer.
All right. Question 3. With a record of 48-12 so far this season, which college football conference has the best winning percentage on the season, sitting at 800?
Wow. I think probably the most obvious would be the SEC. They have a ton of teams in the top 25. I don't know who else I would pick besides the SEC. I mean, that's got to be it. I'll go with SEC. Final answer.
Question number 4. Name the only SEC team with multiple losses in conference so far this season.
Ooh. Wow. That sounds to me like the team we just played, South Carolina, because I think they lost one of their first games too. South Carolina sounds right. South Carolina we played, right? Yeah, South Carolina. I'll go with South Carolina. Final answer.
All right, let's get Anthony back in here. How you feeling, Brian?
Yeah, you never know. I think I'm okay. I don't know.
All right, well, Anthony's back here. He's going to plug the ears in. How was it in there, bud?
Nice.
Yeah.
Always enjoy chatting with my guy, Mike Ryder.
Good talks. What are you guys talking
Absolutely. We're talking about the upcoming Blues broadcast.
about? Oh, okay. Like tomorrow night?
Yeah. You're going to be with Curbs.
I'll be on the call tomorrow
That's
night
right.
with Curbs.
So that's what we were chatting about.
Tickling
Big
eardrums
stuff.
tomorrow night.
Absolutely.
All right, Anthony, your category is football.
All right. I like football.
You better pack a lunch.
Okay.
Question 1. Through 3 weeks, who leads the NFL in rushing yards? What individual?
believe that's Jonathan Taylor of your Indianapolis Colts. Well, let me think if there's another one. I don't think it's Saquon. I don't think it's Bijan. I don't think it's Derrick Henry. I think it's Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, final answer.
Question number 2. Which team did not punt in the first 2 weeks of the NFL?
Got a little bit of a theme going on here, huh? Indianapolis Colts, final answer.
Question 3. With a record of 48-12 so far this season, which college football conference has the best winning percentage on the season, sitting at 800?
Dang. 48-12, huh?
Correct.
Wow. Let's see here. I mean, the SEC is off to a great start. I don't think it's... I mean, it could be like a random... like a Sun Belt or something, but I doubt it. I don't think it's the Big Ten. Although, I mean, Ohio State's undefeated, Oregon's undefeated. You know, I'm going to take my shot. I'll say SEC, final answer.
Question number 4. Name the only SEC team with multiple losses in conference so far this season.
South Carolina, final answer.
Okay, let's go over these. Let's start from the bottom to the top. Name the only SEC team with multiple losses in conference so far this year. Brian said South Carolina. Anthony said South Carolina. Answer is...
It is South Carolina.
South Carolina. Neither of you needed the option.
Nice job, Brian.
With a record of 48-12 so far this season, which college football conference has the best winning percentage on the season, sitting at 800? Brian said the SEC. Anthony said the SEC. Answer is...
Well, it's Carey's favorite conference. The SEC.
The SEC. Neither of you needed the options.
Oh, wow.
Let's go to question 1. Through 3 weeks, who leads the NFL in rushing yards? Brian said Jonathan Taylor. Anthony said Jonathan Taylor. Answer is...
It is Jonathan Taylor.
But Anthony did not need the options. 6-5.
That hurts.
Heading into the final question. At least we think so. Which team did not punt in the first 2 weeks in the NFL? Anthony said the Indianapolis Colts. Brian said the Buffalo Bills. Answer is...
It is the Indianapolis Colts.
Brian.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
He got you, Brian. He pitched a perfect game today.
Yeah, no shame in losing that. I figured that was going to go like that.
Well, you did a good
nice
job,
effort, though, Brian. Yeah, impressive, man.
You got 5 points on it. Pretty good for a category that you didn't want.
No kidding. Absolutely. Nice job, Brian.
Win some, lose some, but no shame in losing to perfect. Good game, Anthony.
Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, have a great weekend. We appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening.
You too, guys. Thanks. Bye.
Right,
thanks, Brian.
Thank you. All right. Good
job, Anthony.
Thank
Wow.
you. Was that the snowman?
That was
you got the snowman, buddy.
All right. I was unsure about that SEC one.
You needed a big game.
I did.
You did. You had 5 points. You needed a big game.
No doubt. All right, we're going to continue with Freedom Friday, but we do have to get to a what's trending. So Marshall will have some what's trending topics for us. But keep sending in those Fast Lane Freedom Friday topics to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. What's trending is next. I love working with Mosby Building Arts. We had them into our house a couple months back, and we'll certainly find more projects to do. There's always something going on with us. We've all had bad contractors that have come in, people that may take on your project, and then all of a sudden they're weeks out, months out, and maybe they stop coming back consistently because they found another project. Or, we actually had a really bad experience laying some hardwood floors, and the company even came out and said, yeah, this needs to be fixed, never shut up again. It wouldn't take our calls back. That's not what Mosby Building Arts is about. Mosby does the right thing, the right time, and their work speaks for itself. And right now, you can get a bathroom remodel that starts at just $279 a month. So you can upgrade to modern. You can get some water-saving fixtures, add storage, even create a spa-like retreat that boosts your home's value and your daily comfort. Again, just $279 a month. That sale, though, that ends October 31st. So visit callmosby.com today. If it's not a bathroom, maybe it's a basement. You want to redo a basement, or maybe you just need a new front door or some new gutters. They've got you covered. But again, they've got some deals going on that end October 31st. $599 a month for a new basement, $69 a month for a front door, $59 a month for new gutters. Call before Halloween and tell them Stalter sent you. It's Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending, brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on a Freedom Friday with Anthony Stalter and Jamie Rivers. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the NHL season is upon us. We're excited. I know everybody's excited. We did get a question from the 618. If you were the GM of the Oilers, would making one more run with Connor McDavid be worth more than what you would get in return for trading him at the deadline?
I mean, I guess so, but like we really have to be looking into the future here right now. I've got to time warp to the deadline and see what my team's record is and see how we're playing and injuries. But if we're just taking it at face value, suggesting that the Oilers will be first or second place in the Pacific, that they're playoff bound, I think you got to run it back. I do. And here's why. In particular, now that Barkov is out, the Florida Panthers seem to be the kryptonite for the Edmonton Oilers because nobody else has beaten them in the last 2 years in the playoffs except for the Panthers. And if the Panthers are not the Panthers, then the Oilers have a really good chance of winning it. So, yeah, I'd run it back. And then hopefully at that point, Connor McDavid says that he would like to run it back after that. And if that's the case, then you keep him long term. But, yeah, I think that would be my move.
All right, let's move on to the 636. What are each of the fast laners' favorite athlete of all time? Mine is Dustin Pedroia. Used to love watching the little guy smack bombs while almost falling out of his shoes.
Favorite athlete? Well, obviously I love a whole bunch of hockey players, but...
mine was Dion.
Dion is a great one. I was of the age where I was completely able to watch Bo Jackson. And to me, that's just maybe the ultimate athlete ever. Mm-hmm. I know Dion did the same type of thing, but both of those guys are freaks. I don't pick your poison on that one.
I loved Will Clark.
Yeah,
growing
Will
up.
Clark.
Obviously, his swing, his attitude, everything. You listen to him now. He does a lot of. He does the podcast with.
Yeah, he's entertaining.
Yeah, what's his name? Former A.
I don't know.
Arizona Diamondback. What's his name? Marsh.
He's a good guy.
Who are you talking about? Actually, the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Will Clark does a podcast with. His name is escaping me.
I have no clue.
Okay.
Former A and former Diamondback?
Yeah. I'll get in a second.
No idea what pitcher.
Eric Burns?
Eric Burns. Thank you.
Yeah, I just thought about it real quick,
Yep. Old Burns. Is that a callback?
Yep.
Yeah, anyway, so I always used to love Will Clark. I used to love Deion Sanders growing up as a kid.
Yeah. I used to, growing up on the Expos, I loved Tim Raines. He was always one of those guys with Ricky Henderson, the serious base stealers. Yep. Those guys are cool. I'm not taking hockey players.
Michael Jordan, obviously.
Yeah. I loved Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Mm-hmm. I love the Lakers.
I used to love David Robinson, the Admiral.
Kurt Rambis. Used to love Kurt Rambis. That guy was just hell on wheels.
Dennis Rodman. I used to love watching Dennis Rodman play.
My favorite blue growing up was Pavel Demitra. That was at least to my recollection, my first hockey number, 38.
There you go.
And then baseball-wise, how could you not grow up here in St. Louis and not love Albert Pujols, try and replicate his batting stance, playing wiffle ball, all that good stuff. So those two for sure. Football, I was a huge Texas Longhorns fan growing up, so I loved Vince Young. He didn't really pan out in the NFL, but really enjoyed watching Vince Young play football.
College football when I was a kid was Charles Woodson.
Oh, yeah.
That run he had at Michigan was unreal. Way back in the Desmond Howard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was a Michigan fan growing up.
Some good players, man.
Jamie, you went to the gym today. You saw a mad Carey Davis. I don't know why he was mad. Maybe it's because he switched his pick last night in the Pick'em Challenge. I don't know. Maybe we'll never know.
Never know.
We did get a text from 636. Freedom Friday, and it has a little American flag emoji. I like that.
That's a good touch.
At the gym, and can't help to think every time I'm here that it's the best place to people watch. Do you agree, or where are the best places to people watch in your opinions?
Okay, so if we rank it, if we put we put a podium together, I think the airport is number one.
That's a great one.
Because you are getting all kinds of critters.
That is a great one.
And it's not like you get attractive people, not attractive, crazy people, whatever, you get all of it.
Yeah. Plus you can really see what people are going through.
Oh, the stress.
When you have parents that are carrying everything and the kids running around
and then they flights delayed or they change gates.
Yes.
Or they leave their kid, gets on the wrong flight and ends up in a different city.
Goes to New York.
So I think that is first. The gym is probably second because you've got a whole... the gym is like the jungle. You got a whole bunch of different animals in there. I mean that respectively. You have some animals that, let's just be honest, there's the attractive group. Whether it's the dude with like the 8-pack abs and like he's shredded, you've never seen anybody in better shape, to a woman that's in beautiful shape or whatever, blah, 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 to people who aren't in shape, which is fine. That's why you're at the gym.
That's why you're at the gym.
That's why you're at
Keep
the gym.
grinding.
But then for me, it's like, I call these guys air lats. You know, they walk around, they have the shoulders that look like they're carrying 2 potato sacks under their arms. Meanwhile, you know that's not how they walk through life every day. So I enjoy the air lat guys. I also enjoy the loud guys. And then the weight dropping guys. If you can't control it, don't lift it. You know, there's all sorts of people, and you've got the guys, the people who go there, and I don't think they ever touch a weight.
Yeah,
they walk around.
I have a story about that.
They walk around. They move some things around. They talk to people. They talk to somebody else. They go by the treadmill, lean on the treadmill, take care of some text messages over in the corner. Never touching anything. So, I get entertained at the gym.
Yeah, you get a good cycle there.
Yeah.
I use the gym right behind us here.
It's a great gym, but there's not as many
people. There's just not a lot of people.
That's a good thing, though.
That is, yeah. But in terms of people watching, I can't help.
Yeah.
But airport is a great one.
I try not to pay attention to people when I'm working out. I'm
I
kind of in my
don't
own.
either.
I'm in my own zone, and maybe if I'm on the treadmill or the bike,
so
I'll kind of look around. That's probably the best time to sort of survey the landscape.
That's the thing for me. I get on the treadmill usually 20 to 30 minutes on the treadmill, then like 20 minutes on the bike, and then I'll do whatever body parts I'm doing that day for weight training. But while I'm on the cardio machines, the treadmill in particular doesn't have like the TV, so I can't even watch like the ESPN highlights or anything. So I people watch and I survey the whole place, and like every time, I don't know, it's just something that consumes me.
That makes sense. If you're on the treadmill, you want the time to pass pretty quickly.
Another thing that I do is the first workout that I intend to do, I'm like a hawk. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to time out if anybody's going to get there. And it makes me so mad when I finally do get off the treadmill or get off the bike and I'm about to go to said machine or whatever, if it's like a fly or I don't know what it is, depending on the day, and someone walks right up to it or, takes a weight that I wanted to use, a dumbbell. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Because now I'm not just going to stand there and wait. Like, I kind of have to switch my whole routine.
Sure.
I do the same thing. And then, the club fitness that I go to, the time I go is usually pretty relaxed. So there's not a whole lot of competition for some of the machines or the weights or the benches. But every now and then, like just the other day, I was closing out my arm workout.
Sure.
And they've got the little sit-down machine where you can do like the single curl on the one side and on the other side. And then right next to it is like the weighted dips.
Yep.
And I go back and forth for like 4 sets, like kind of burn it out. But it's like constant. It's like one machine, the other machine, other machine, other machine. And I'm watching this gentleman, older guy, he's going, and he's at the gym, great. But he does this little circuit every day where he does every single machine for one set.
Oh, okay.
And as he's going through, and then
Does he go back?
No, he just does one lap.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah, right.
Hey, great. But I'm there doing my thing, and he's like standing there staring at me, waiting for me to be done.
Yeah.
And so I kind of hurry through it, whatever, because I want to be done. And as I'm finishing up, he goes past my machine now and just goes to use the dip machine.
Oh, and you need the dip machine.
I was hurrying up to let him use the machine I was on, and then the one I wanted to go to quick, and it was my last set of the day. Like, I would want to close it out.
Yeah.
So I had to wait for him, and then he's wiping it down after, which is very nice.
Yeah,
Good courtesy.
Yeah.
And anyways,
Yeah. That's rough.
We did get a text from 314.
Good for him.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
314 says the worst is people that sit on the equipment and don't use it. I had a guy on a machine the other day for long enough for me to do 3 different workouts, and I never saw him do one set.
Yeah, the people that sit on machines and are like answering text messages or emails, I really think that they deserve a throat punch.
Yeah. If you are occupying a machine, you're occupying a bench. Not all the benches can go up. Like if you want to do incline anything, and they are sitting there and they're texting, and it's a while. It's not, and you can tell they're not just pausing in between sets. They're not giving themselves ample time to rest because if you're lifting heavier, typically you need longer rest. If they're not doing that, I agree with you, Jamie. One time, right to the throat.
Just one quick one.
Yep. They shouldn't be allowed to do anything.
Well, I always view the gym as like the place to not dive into my phone. Not look at text messages, not really get into that.
I agree, Marshy.
Either listen to music. I like to listen to different podcasts or different shows on YouTube and whatnot. It just depends on the day and the mood that I'm in. But I try not to look at my phone because it's sort of a time to get away from that and just really lock in with the workout. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of those people either.
Yeah.
But, people are working while they're at the gym. You never know. Who knows what they're doing? Sending emails. Who knows?
Quick question regarding this whole topic. What are your thoughts on the people that go to the gym and they set up their little tripod and want to videotape themselves working out? Like, because they think they're like a big influencer or something?
Yeah, sure.
What are your feelings on that? Because they put it in places sometimes where you got to walk around it.
Yeah.
Then you don't want to walk through the shot. Then they're like posing. And you're like, what are we doing here?
I haven't run into that too much, fortunately. But that would be super annoying.
I don't mind those people. Like there are people out there that are gym influencers. That's what they do.
Well, maybe they aren't, but they think they are.
Well, either way, they're doing their thing. But if somebody walks in their shot, I don't think that, and I'm not saying everybody does this, but I've seen videos online, I'm sure everybody has, where there are people that are very rude to others trying to use equipment around the gym. It's not their space. They don't own that space. So don't be rude. Also, put a shirt on.
Oh, yeah.
Put a shirt on. What are we doing?
Buddy over in the corner posing. They got rooms for that. Like, you've got other rooms with mirrors.
Right.
Go practice your posing over there.
Right. Yeah, if you're in a competition or something like that.
I respect it. Do your thing. But, we shouldn't all have to sit there and watch you pose and do all these things. And my last pet peeve is when I'm using the mirror. I'm sitting down there like it's a incline press or I'm doing shoulders or anything at all. And you can clearly see I'm 4 feet from the mirror and I'm using it. And someone comes and stands in front of you debating on should I get this weight or this weight? Or they stand and talk to somebody. I'm like, do you think I'm in front of the mirror like for no reason?
Right.
I'm watching myself, the form, like all this stuff. Like like get in, get out.
Yeah. Jamie, you don't own the gym. I'm kidding. That it's a huge pet peeve. But have some respect. Know that person's in their set.
Yeah.
And I don't walk in front of people. I'll walk behind people on purpose while they're using because that's why you're there. Like
everybody.
I feel like I have a lot of complaints today. Let's move on.
Everybody love everybody, especially on a Freedom Friday.
Sounds like Carey was getting in the way of your flexing in the mirror earlier.
Carey was funny. He walked in. I was on the bike and. Carey, if you don't know Carey, who, by the way, he's one of the most gregarious, funniest dudes ever.
Yes.
But if you don't, he walks in and he looked like he was there because somebody owed him money. Like he was angry. So I started texting him and started laughing. Then he was doing some squats. So I ran up behind him when he wasn't looking. And I started to spot him going down in behind him while he's squatting.
I'm sure he'd appreciate that.
He was laughing. It wasn't heavy.
Okay.
I made sure he was doing
It wasn't heavy. He had five plates on each side.
His legs weren't shaking, so he was fine.
He was fine.
He was fine.
All right. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Freedom Friday continues next. Hey, still plenty of time throughout the month of September. Actually, you know what? There's not plenty of time. Get down to Auto Centers Nissan. It's already September 26th, but they still have their Winning Drive sales event where you can take advantage of 0% APR for 60 months, 0 down, and no payments for 3 months on the 2025 Rogue, Pathfinder, and Murano. All three built in the United States and backed by Nissan's top ranking in the latest J.D. Power initial quality study. So we're talking about award-winning quality from day one. And if you're shopping used, they've got you covered at Auto Centers as well. 0 down and no payments for 3 months on a huge selection of used vehicles, all of which are priced to move. And I love the fact that when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you peruse their selection and you find a couple vehicles that you want to test drive, they're in your price range, and of course, whatever make model you're looking at, it fits everything. When you head down to Herculaneum, you actually go to the Auto Centers dealership. They have the 1,000 vehicles ready to go. You'll find the same vehicles online as you do at the dealership and vice versa. So no games, no running around, real savings, real selection. And every new Nissan comes with rock bottom dealer pricing, their exclusive lifetime warranty, and a 30-day return promise. When you do head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lost to the Cubs today by a final score of 12-1. That's okay because today is Freedom Friday. We are taking your topic, so send them in to the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. We'll continue doing Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane. If you've missed anything from Freedom Friday, including our interview with Jeremy Rutherford, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and all of our shows, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
All right, it's Freedom Friday here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. This is your show today, so feel free to keep sending in your topics or questions or statements. And it's been a fun show already, and we still got about an hour and 20 minutes or so. So, Marsh, what do you got next?
All right, from the 618, how hard is it to not respond to some of the meaner texters on the Air Comfort Service text line?
Anthony, your thoughts?
How it's typically at this stage and I won't speak for you guys, at this stage in my career, being 13 years in, and I mean I used to write. I mean you'll never see smarter or more vicious people at than the Washington Post commenters, and I used to write for the Washington Post for a stretch for NFL. I mean those what they said about that's the stuff that'll keep you up at night, right? And they're smart too. They're smart about it. So a lot of the text messages that we get now of people kind of saying stuff we've already heard countless times before. So it winds up either being funny or lame. Now, Marsh, we did have this one texter that keeps saying the same thing over and over again. I think to you and I, right? And you and I.
No, it was to you.
Oh, to me only? Yeah. I thought this was the same person from a couple of months back or something.
Oh, no. Oh, you're talking about that person.
Yeah,
we never
different.
heard. Oh, no, I responded to that guy. We haven't heard back from him. Okay. This is somebody different.
All right. So the person, I think, said, because I brought up, used to be, hey, John Mozeliak would call Boston and fleece them in a trade. And, of course, the person say, name one. Well, one example, of course, was getting John Lackey for damaged goods in Allen Craig.
And you said you had diarrhea of the mouth.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Marsh. Details matter, especially in an investigation.
Absolutely.
So your example would be, the one I was referring to at least, would be John Lackey for a broken down Allen Craig and Joe Kelly. And Joe Kelly wound up being pretty good, but still a reliever. You got a starting pitcher out of the deal, and John Lackey was good for you. So that was the one I was referencing. But it's not difficult to just kind of keep the feet moving. Every once in a while, I think it's smart of us to just post something out or kind of note something. I don't really think this is about me. And whoever attacks Jamie, I don't think it's about Jamie. For those that attack Carey or Marsh, I don't think that it's about us, guys. When somebody takes the time to keep firing angry messages to a sports talk host, usually says more about what they're wrestling with than the Cardinals, the Blues, football, anything we're talking about. So if you want to be passionate and angry and you keep firing things like, you don't do this, that, and the other thing, understand I have never and will never and have never even thought about texting into a show to criticize a host. So there's something going on in your life right now that you're not happy with. And for that, I'm sorry about. But realize it's your problem, not mine. And if you're going to text in stuff to any of us, realize that we flat out don't care. And I really want you to hear that.
So that's
the people that are like the snake pit. And I listened. I said this to Bacon Wrapped Wiener, who reached out to me on the old Instacart recently. We're going back and forth, pleasant exchange. Nice dude. Splashback Deuce Gator, Wictolia. We want our show to be something that you participate in. We care about you. Right? To this D Canoe that, text in and just ticked off. You're pissed at yourself, man.
Or he's mad at the Cardinals. He's mad at something.
You're mad at something, but I can't help you.
Yeah.
In this case, John Mozeliak, because you
get therapy.
Were, in a sense, maybe in this person's mind, sticking up for John Mozeliak. If you even want to call it that.
That's on you.
I really
That's
don't know why
on-
you're carrying the water.
That's on you. Yeah, right. That's on you then. You know?
By the way, you left your that check. It came in the mail. I put it on your desk.
Oh, thank you. The one with the
one that
Cardinals logo on it?
This one came right from John Mozeliak.
Got it.
It's weird.
Got it.
Well, he was here. He left it on your desk.
He did.
Yeah. I tried to. Never
So
mind.
here's where I go with the text line. Because when I first started doing this, a couple things. So I'm going to give our listeners a peek behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
And when you first start doing something new, it is stressful. And although I had a great time when we first started doing radio together, it was stressful for me because I wasn't as up to speed on baseball as I am now.
Sure.
Football, college football. There's things like things, but you don't do deep dives into it. So the text line can really be stressful because people call you out like nonstop.
Yeah. Some people, I think, wait for you to stumble.
They wait, whatever it is, okay? Sure. And there were some people that were very complimentary, but for whatever reason, especially when I was getting started, I could only see the negative comments.
Sure. Yeah.
And then you get in your own head. You do, because then you're like, oh, man. So then you're doing, I used to work even harder then. So they didn't know it. You weren't insulting me. You pushed me to work harder so that I'd see less of those text messages. Now, in the process of doing that, I got more confident. So now I don't always just see the negative ones.
Yeah.
So I don't. And I appreciate all of our listeners. Sometimes they want to nitpick certain people because we have a tremendous group of listeners.
Oh, man.
The Snake Pit and our text line are usually filled with lots of fun. They get us. Like, I love when they know us so well that they'll bring up something from like 3 months ago and zing you on it.
Waterboy does it consistently. I didn't mention Waterboy, but I mean Waterboy, and I listen. I can go through the entire Snake Pit, Walrus King, Masterson, Hog. I mean, we got NY, G-Dog, like
whatever.
Our listeners want to be a part of the show. We love it. We love that. When you're, Twitter, you see this too. When you're firing off, like you fire off something and you take a shot, right? Realize that's about you. You're not getting attention. You want my attention, so you take a personal shot. That doesn't affect me. We don't need to do the thing where we go back and forth let's just have a conversation. If you disagree with an opinion that I have, and again, it is opinion, by the way. It's an opinion. It's supposed to be an entertainment show. If you're not entertained, move along. We hate to see you go, man, but there's plenty of people that enjoy what we do. If you don't, keep it moving. But again, it's about you. I don't care.
And to put a bow on this, every road game I played in my career, 20,000 people hated my guts.
Right.
So the text, like when I joke about I had my feelings removed, I'm kind of numb to it.
We've either heard it in an arena, or on a forum or whatever. We've already heard it, man. It's all good. We don't just know we don't have to do that thing where you call me a name, I call you a name,
and then we
go
get
back.
all puffed
It's
up,
just
and
lame.
even though I'm arguing with a phone number. Because I don't know this person.
Right.
I'm probably
That's
never going to see
you're
this
hiding.
person.
You're also hiding, which means we don't care. We just don't care. Tanisha, by the way, love you, Tanisha.
Why don't you come down here?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. We're not doing that game, guys. Come on. Let's just have some fun with this. If you don't like what we're talking about, find a way to make it funny.
Right. And if you're pissed off at one of our takes, what really pissed you off? Like your favorite team, we didn't give love to your favorite team, so now you're hurt about it. You're all in your feelings. Let's just have a conversation. So ellipsis 150 again. I'm just going to name all this Snake Pit. Love you, Snake Pit. So, all right.
Ultimately, Anthony, I think what you're saying is that you're sorry.
That you feel that way. Freedom Friday continues next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. This is your show today. It is the Freedom Friday version. Every Friday, and the last Friday of the month we do this.
We could do it every Friday.
Honestly, it is something we enjoy.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Marshy, put your poll out there.
Yeah, put your poll out there, Marsh.
What do you think?
Well, I want to see it.
No, I'm not doing that today.
Yeah.
Really?
Not today.
Not on a Freedom Friday?
Get your hair all styled nicely.
Yeah. You want to put your poll out there?
Maryville Saints game tonight?
Absolutely.
You damn well put your poll out there.
Looking good as always there, Marsh.
I appreciate that.
All right. And sounding good, too.
Oh, thank you.
By the way, let's a little birthday wish here. Twin daddy on the text line is in the car with his twins today. It's their birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, twins.
So, although he wanted Uncle Jamie to sing happy birthday, I don't think anybody else wants to hear that. But happy birthday to Ellie and Henry today. Hope you guys have an awesome day, awesome night. Hope you get a nice big cake and tons of presents.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well done. Ask your parents for a pony.
Yeah, they love that.
Or a
puppy.
Puppy.
Pony.
Both. Two of you.
There's two of you. One gets a puppy, one gets a pony. What could go wrong?
Come on, Dad.
Get off your wallet, Dad.
Yeah. Loosen the purse strings. Come on. All right, Marsh, what's our latest topic?
All right, from 618, Jamie, what is your best/funniest goalies or nutcases story?
Oh, man. I've got a few. Trying to think of maybe the best ones. Well, Jamie McLennan, who played here with me in St. Louis, was a backup goalie for Grant Fuhr and whatnot. So his nickname was Noodles because his pregame meal would just be noodles. Plain noodles, no sauce, no nothing. Just
any
butter, no nothing.
Noodles?
Now, his palate was that of a 3-year-old. Like chicken fingers, noodles, like nothing extravagant. But anyways, I love Noodles. He was one of my favorite teammates. We played in the minors together here. And when he was starting that night, he'd get to the rink and he'd place all of his gear in a certain way. Like the pads had to be a certain way. He'd have the skates leaning on the pads. The stick would be in a certain spot. And then he wouldn't touch his thing. And he had to have the game notes. And you have to read all the game notes and walk around. And they'd go for a walk and do like all
so he had a routine.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So what he didn't want is anybody touching things.
Oh, no, Jamie.
Yeah, you know where we're going, right?
Yeah.
So he just can't help himself.
He can't help himself.
No.
Guy's got a routine. Got to be locked in.
Yeah. And so he'd always have the skates like perfectly aligned with the pad that it's supposed to be with. So he'd go for his little walk and he'd do laps and come back and sit and read the game notes and go again. Every time he went for a lap, I'd move something. So I could take the skates and switch them. And he'd come back and he'd look at stuff. He'd look around like, what the then he would question was, did I do that? So he'd fix the skates. Then he'd go off again, and then I'd move the stick 3 inches or move the pad a little bit. Put the glove where the blocker goes. Put the blocker where the glove goes. Oh, it was fantastic. It was theater. It was great.
Did you find out it was you?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. But it was funny.
Did you have a terrible game that night?
I don't remember.
Okay.
He was a hell of a goalie, man. He was really good. So he didn't.
Good.
If he had a bad game, he didn't have a lot of bad games.
Okay. What? But that'd been your fault.
Yeah, but I did every game, so. Okay. I mess with his stuff every game. So
what were you doing? My man's watching. He's looking at the game notes and stuff like that. What are you doing?
I don't care. I'm having a coffee. I'm stretching. I was a DJ in the room, so I'm playing music. I had no care in the world.
Oh,
it was great.
Jeez.
I did eventually tell him, though.
Yeah.
And he was kind of flushed. I go, but you don't understand. That became part of your routine. So I helped you. See? You got to keep your same routine every game because I was messing with your stuff every day.
Marsh, you hear this? So he's not just messing with you.
No, I know.
He just messes with everybody. As Splashback Deuce just noted, Barry's a menace.
Yeah.
Jamie Barry Rivers is a menace
Barry
to society.
is his alter ego.
It is. Yeah.
Listen, guys.
I feel like Jamie has a lot of different personalities.
You have no idea.
No, I kind of do.
But I got paid money in this league, the NHL, to basically fast lane with people every single game.
Yeah.
So you kind of get good at it.
Okay.
Anthony?
You got issues.
Oh, yeah. I've never said I don't. Have you ever heard me say I don't have issues?
No, honestly,
I usually lead up the conversation. Hi, how you doing? I'm Jamie Ears. Nice to meet you. I got some issues.
I got some issues. Just so we're on the same page right
let's
away.
Get it out there.
Yeah. All right. Marsh, you got anything else for us?
Well, I was just going to ask you, why do you think goalies have that sort of label as just weirdos? Because I'm friends with a few goalies, and they got a little weirdness.
I think it's because of the stress levels of the position. So I think the exact same question could be asked about starting pitchers.
Okay.
Or pitchers in general. Like you talked to Brad about, like, they all have their things. Like if the ball is in a certain way, the glove, like when they get in their own head. And so starting pitchers, you watch someone like they jump over the foul line. They don't touch this. They don't do that. They don't walk a certain way. They take the same route to the stadium every day that they're starting. I think it's because they play a very high anxiety position. Because if the pitcher sucks, like Miles Michaelis earlier today, and you give up a home run every other batter, you're singled out like I just singled him out. Like if the goalie lets one in from the red line, you're singled out. Like not the winger who missed the guy in the offensive zone,
right,
but the goalie. So I think the anxiety makes them do weird things. But then on the flip side of that, I also had a few goalies that hey, care about nothing. Hey, guys, Grant Fuhr, hey, guys, how we doing today? Guy talking to you. You're like, what are you doing? Like, why aren't you supposed to be like Sammy serious?
Yeah.
No, it's great.
He was amazing.
And he's a Hall of Famer. Dominic Hasek was super light, no problem. But then an absolute psychopath with parts of his routine. Curtis Joseph was easy to talk to. He was, Manny Legacy. You couldn't talk to him all day. You get to the rink at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., he wouldn't talk to a soul. He'd just sit there staring at the wall, and then he'd bounce his little tennis ball over and over and over and over. I'm like, dude, just stop the puck.
Did you steal his tennis ball?
Oh, I'm sure I did something like that, for sure. Oh, no, what I would do to Manny is every morning, because he'd sit there in his stall, and he'd look just straight ahead, just like staring. So I'd go grab a coffee and start stretching in front of him. Oh, my gosh. Hey, man, what's going on? You see the game last night?
You're sick.
Then we'll go one step further. Every now and then, I'd stretch and sometimes have nothing on.
Oh, you tried to do that to BK and Ferrario once in your hotel room.
Did I?
Yeah.
What? Oh, that was fake. That got him good, though. Do you remember that, Marshy?
No.
So I was just this past season, I think I forget what hotel we were in. We're on the road, and I said to Ryder I was going to mess.
Oh, yes.
Because the day before, I had accidentally hit the access thing, and boop, I popped onto their show.
Yeah, I do remember this.
And so the next day, I said, well, I'm going to do this again.
Yep.
And I put a robe on, acting like I had nothing underneath, And so I was sitting down, and I, logged in again, but acted like I didn't know I logged in. And then I started moving some things around and whatnot, and then BK's watching on the camera. And then I act like I'm going to take the robe off.
Yes.
Because I'm going to put some clothes. And BK's like, no, Jamie. Right? And then Jordan Deacon was ready to kill the whole thing. And then I had all my clothes. I'm like, yeah!
Gotcha. It was awesome. It was really good. All right. More Freedom Friday topics coming at you. Final hour of the show coming up next on 101 ESPN. 5:03, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We're continuing our Freedom Friday topics. We have a sports six-pack coming up, but as you know, that's basically Freedom Friday topics as well. So, Marsh, hit us with your best shot. Fire away.
All right, from the 314, where does the Sean McVay coaching tree rank amongst the best in NFL history?
Wow.
Okay, so hang on. Is it the Sean McVay tree, or are we going one step further? Like, where does Sean McVay come into the league at? Wasn't it?
He was 20s. Yeah, he started basically with Washington.
So what does that tree look like? Because wasn't he and Kyle Shanahan and
that Washington team was unbelievable. It was Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
It was Sean McVay. It was Matt LaFleur. Yeah, it was like everybody.
That tree is pretty freaking good.
Yeah, his tree looks fantastic. So let's go over it. So it's Matt LaFleur. Mm-hmm. Matt LaFleur, obviously the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. He was the Rams offensive coordinator in 2017. So Sean McVay, head coach and play caller, but you still need an OC even when you're the play caller. Matt LaFleur was the Rams OC then.
Mike McDaniel was there too, wasn't he?
Yes. Zach Taylor, the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, was the Rams quarterback coach in 2017-18, so that he's also under Sean McVay. Brandon Staley, despite having some issues as the head coach of the Chargers, still, a pretty good defensive coordinator. He was the Rams defensive coordinator in 2020. Kevin O'Connell, who is Marshy's head coach there with the Minnesota Vikings, incredible. He was the OC for the Rams in 2020 and 2021. Thomas Brown, who was the interim head coach for the Bears last year when Matt Eberflus was fired. He was a Rams assistant. I think he was maybe an assistant head coach or tight ends or something like that. Raheem Morris, who's now the head coach in Atlanta, was the Rams defensive coordinator.
How's he doing?
I don't know if you want to claim him if you're Sean McVay, but he was the Rams DC when they won the Super Bowl. He is. Yep. I don't even know, but he was actually in the league before, so I don't know if he's part of the coaching tree. And then Mike LaFleur. Mike LaFleur was the OC with Robert Saleh and the Jets, and now I think he's back with the Rams as a OC. So, I mean, that's a pretty good list right there.
And if we go back one step further, wasn't Green Bay at one point, didn't they have not just Mike Holmgren, didn't they have Andy Reid? Didn't they have John Gruden? And they
were under Mike Holmgren.
Mike Holmgren.
Yeah.
That coaching tree, I've seen that break down a long time ago. I don't remember all of them that were on that staff, but apparently that was like...
Oh, it was incredible. You had John Gruden, you had Andy Reid, you had... who else? Oh, the guy that was eventually went to San Francisco and then Detroit, Steve Mariucci.
Oh yeah,
I think Mooch was. Yeah, Mooch was on that coaching staff.
And I think there were a couple of other guys that were lesser thans, but then turned into OCs and DCs.
Yeah.
What about the Bill Belichick tree?
Not great. Not great at all.
Well, they were great under him.
They were.
They just couldn't do it on their own.
No, Josh McDaniel on his own, disastrous.
Your guy,
Matt Patricia, disastrous.
Guy. He was great.
Oh man!
Now he's back to being good again.
Yeah, he's the DC for Ohio State.
What about Vrabel? Would you consider?
No,
he was a player.
No, he was a player though, it's still
not under their.
I would not count it.
Nope.
What about Brian Flores?
Brian Flores would be, yes.
Now he kind of got screwed out of Miami.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see if Brian Flores, if I was the Falcons, I would have hired Brian Flores instead of Raheem Morris. I think Brian Flores could be a really good hire again if he kind of softens his stance a little bit on how to treat the quarterback. That was one of the big issues in Miami. He didn't want to look at Tua, didn't like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Selfishly.
Well, was he wrong?
Maybe not.
Based on what we're seeing now, maybe he had every right to be concerned back then.
Yeah, maybe not. And by the way,
selfishly, I hope he stays in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you do. I think Mike McDaniel, by the way, you brought him up. He might be under Shanahan, now that I think about it. Oh, you did. I think he might be a Shanahan.
Well, yeah, then Sean McVay would be under Shanahan, right?
The way I do the coaching tree is when you become a head coach,
yeah.
What assistants did you have?
Gotcha.
as opposed to like Kyle Shanahan was the OC in Washington, and then McVay was like the tight ends coach. That
they're like
McVay wouldn't be under him. You know
Did
what
you
I mean?
mention Liam Cohen? Was he in LA too?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I think he had a stint with the Rams as an OC. Yes. Yeah, good call. Duval.
So do you think he's the best? The Sean McVay
I don't
coaching
know.
tree?
I think Mike Holmgren,
I think that was probably when you look at like
Jamie brought up.
Gruden, Andy Reid, Holmgren himself.
Yeah, let me see what his.
I think there were other guys too there.
All right, you ready?
Remember?
So under Mike Holmgren, Jim Zorn, who was a head coach in Washington, Mike Sherman, who was the Packers head coach at one point, Andy Reid, Marty Morningweg, which, you know, he wasn't great in Detroit, but became a head coach. Dick Duran became a head coach with the Bears.
Duran.
Ray Rhodes became a head coach with the Eagles. Steve Mariucci was part of that staff. John Gruden. Mike Tomlin was under John Gruden. Well, okay, so here's the official Mike Holmgren. Jim Zorn, Mike Sherman, Andy Reid, Marty Morningweg, Dick Duran, Ray Rhodes, Steve Mariucci, and John Gruden. Like, that's pretty
good staff.
Yeah. I mean, Andy Reid has how many Super Bowls? 3?
3 now.
John Gruden has 1.
1. Holmgren has 1.
Holmgren had 1 in 95. I mean, that's pretty good. And then Andy Reid has got like John Harbaugh, Brad Childress, Steve Spagnuolo.
Some good. It's amazing that some of these head coaches have such great coaching trees. Like, it says something about their ability too to pick a staff.
Well,
yeah. Oh, 100%.
Well, we always talk about this too. The best teams have coordinators, coaches, whatever that may be, whatever position that they're in. They move on to somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's why they win.
Yes.
Whereas you have said multiple times, Steve Spagnuolo, as a coach for the Rams, he didn't bring in those guys to ultimately help the team.
He didn't want them to take his job, though. It wasn't that he didn't want them to move on. He didn't want them to take his job.
Well, both. He didn't want them to. You could see his line of thinking, you know? Like, he didn't want those guys to be plucked. He wanted continuity. But at the same time, you're hiring people that nobody else wants.
Nobody else wants them,
yeah, that wasn't great.
I don't know.
Yeah, I talked to a former player one time who was on that Rams team under Spags, and he said it was a disaster from day one with the coaching staff.
You talk to any really good head coach or any good leader of people, whatever business walk of life you're in, they take a certain amount of pride in producing other successful people. Like, that's what you're doing. Like, not that I made this person, but this person flourished and they were part of what I was building.
Absolutely.
So it's...
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Like, if I had a coaching tree and 4 or 5 of them left to go be head coaches, I'd be proud.
Definitely.
Because then I know that the next guys who are coming in, they're hungry as hell too, because they want to move on. So you're actually going to get the best out of somebody that's trying to move up the ladder again, you know?
Said, yeah.
Is there a best coaching tree in the NHL?
Oh, it's a little different because you have a couple of guys, right? Like currently, like right now, it's tough. Every
Or just
staff-
in history.
In history, I'd really have to do a dive into that.
I mean, the Red Wings, I feel like the Red Wings and Blackhawks have produced
but then it'd be,
coaches.
you'd look at, it's the head coach, right? Is what you look at. Because Scotty Bowman, his run in Detroit, he had Barry Smith and Dave Lewis. Who are they, right? I know who they are because they were my coaches and whatnot, and they were really good assistant coaches, but it's not like neither of them turned into like an excellent head coach.
Right.
Joel Quenneville, his great run here in St. Louis, he had Mike Kitchen, Jimmy Roberts, and then in Chicago he had John Torchetti, Jamie Compound, Mike Kitchen. None of those guys went on to have great success as head coaches.
We remember Mike Kitchen here in St. Louis.
Yeah, and Jamie Compound, that's an interesting one. He was our video guy back in the day where you had like 5 VCRs going, and you'd have to like stop, pause, this, that, and then
That's
cut.
tough,
It was a tough gig. But like, I can't think of a coaching staff that had like a head coach and 2 assistant coaches, and those 2 assistant coaches went on to be head coaches, and they all won cups. Like, that's kind of what we're comparing it to.
Right. Yeah,
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, there's not as many coaches, right? There's so many different coaches in the NFL. Well, you have a quarterbacks coach that can become a head coach, where it's not the same in the NHL, and I'm sure it's not the same with Major League Baseball.
Right. Yeah.
The baseball is even more confusing because you got the manager, the bench coach, the hitting coach, the pitching coach. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you could have the bench coach. I mean, we saw that with Oli. Yeah, he took over.
Yep.
Mike
I just don't think it's as common.
Right.
Yep. Well, I think bench coach, that's kind of like the next thing, right? Bench coach, then manager. So I think a lot of managers went from bench coach to managers.
It's like a natural progression, I think.
Unfortunately, we see that happen when teams fire the manager.
Well, that's
true,
too.
Then they take over.
It's true, too. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got our sports six-pack, but it's basically just Freedom Friday, just more compact questions. We'll do that next on 101 ESPN.
Our guy, Tim McKernan, who is currently out in Las Vegas, Nevada, he's going to be stopping by Circus Sports in Las Vegas. Going to go say hi to my buddy Derek Stevens. Going to check out the world's largest sports book. It is quite a sight to see. But now, good news for everybody else is the world's largest sports book available right there on your phone in the palm of your hand. You can download the Circus Sports Illinois app right now. The Circus Sports Missouri will be coming in December, but for now, Circus Sports Illinois is available on the website, the App Store. Extremely user-friendly. I absolutely love perusing every game that they've got on there. They've got tight money line splits, great lines on futures bets. And to me, the biggest thing of all is they've got the best odds of any app that's out there. The best odds. Don't even bother downloading the others. Other than you can if you want to check it out. But Circa has the best odds available. Bigger payouts for you, higher betting limits. It really is a lot of fun to get on there and use this on a daily basis. So please don't miss out on any of the action over at Circa Sports. Download Bet Like a Pro with your Circa Sports Illinois app and join me and Tim McKernan as we enjoy Circa Sports just like you. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here on the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. So if you got a question for us on a Freedom Friday, please send it there. Marsh, take it away.
Question number 1.
All right, gentlemen, it is Friday, which means it is Pizza Friday in the Stalter household.
Sir.
We did get a question.
Oh, is that what you guys do?
Yeah, we started that about, I don't know, month and a half ago.
Pizza Friday. We do Pancake Sunday.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, Pizza Friday. Each person has their week, and then we just rotate. Unfortunately, Killian and Lincoln, because Lincoln just follows whatever Killian does until he gets double punched in the face. They like one of the chains, which is fine. It's fine. It's just they go back to back, and I'd love for them to mix it up a little bit.
So when you say each person gets their week,
so
what does that mean? They get to pick a different pizza place?
Yeah, Killian gets his choice, and then the next Friday it's Lincoln's.
Pizza institution or kind of pizza? Like
no. I see what you're saying. Like a place, like a not just like the toppings.
So if we're just saying it randomly, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, but
Domino's,
dealer's choice is what they get.
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like Killian goes, everybody gets pepperoni pizza.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. He gets to play. He gets to choose the place when it's this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lincoln picks the same as
Yes.
Killian.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're back to back.
What's wrong with that?
It's fine. It's just I love them to mix it up just a little bit.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not.
Is that allowed?
It is because, hey, if it's your week, you know.
Oh, I can't wait.
If it's your week.
I got to talk to Killian.
Don't you dare.
Gotta go, Kristen. Kristen, are the kids home? Anthony's on his way home, right? Can I talk to them, please?
I talk to Killian. Just put Killian on the phone, please.
All right, so we got a pizza question from the 314.
I'm messing with you.
Hey guys, the wife brought our 7 and 3-year-old to Chicago for the game tomorrow. I'm assuming they're going to the Cardinals game. Looking to get deep dish tonight. Where should we go?
Lou Malnati's. In Chicago?
Yeah.
Lou Malnati's is outstanding.
It's good.
I have had that as well.
Yeah, that's probably the go-to.
What's the other place that's there? Giardelli's.
Oh, it's Giordano's.
Giordano's. That's a serious pizza too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but you can't go wrong with either. It's kind of like when you go up to Chicago and you're looking if you are like roast beef, like Portillo's is incredible.
Yeah.
Some people prefer Al's beef, but
Who doesn't?
I know. I'm more of a Portillo's.
One of my
me too.
One of my favorite places up there is Ed DeBevick's.
Yep.
Where they like to chirp you.
Yes. Yeah, they'll call you a real piece of crap.
Yeah, they
and then
do.
while they're serving you your salad.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yeah. Giordano's is good. Lou Malnati's.
I will
excellent.
advise you though, like don't order anything else but the pizza.
Yeah.
And careful what size you order.
They're huge.
One piece sometimes is like a meal.
Yeah, Splashback Juice just said, order a whole pizza, only eat one slice.
Yeah.
That happened to me a couple of years ago. I went to Blues. It was actually the year the Blues won the Stanley Cup. It was the first half of the season, and I went to Chicago, went to the United Center with my buddy, and after the game, we went out and stuff, and we're obviously hungry, and we ordered a pizza, and this thing was massive.
Mm-hmm.
It was so big. Like, we couldn't even finish it. I was like, what is this? It was crazy.
Some people, when they're throwing shots, they'll say like it's more lasagna, which I disagree with. Like, lasagna is different.
It kind of is.
I like it. I like different kinds of pizza.
I'm not a big fan of Chicago style pizza. I'll just say that.
That's fine.
It's just too much of it's too heavy.
My number one pizza is actually the New York, street corner New York pizza, massive slice, folded in half.
You like the flop.
That's my favorite.
I do like that kind. I like all kinds of pizza. I really do. And I don't hate Chicago style pizza. It's just a lot. It's just so heavy. And you're like, after you feel kind of bloated. And like if you have a beer with it too. I made that mistake. Order a pitcher of beer.
You're done. Yeah.
And it's like,
ain't happening.
I'm just done.
I need a nap.
I was done.
Yep.
Question number 2.
Enjoy yourself, by the way. Have fun.
Yeah, have a safe trip.
Yep.
Waterboy says, how do you pick the right Speedo for an event?
That's a great question for
Usually
Jamie.
the Speedo talks to me. I don't mean like literally, but so like for 4th of July, how can you not wear the Freedom Bird?
Yeah.
Like that's the one that's got the big eagle, the bald eagle, mind you, right there on the crotch. It's a no-brainer.
Sure.
I go to Mexico, depends. I usually bring more than one. The cheetah one is always fun for any occasion. Quite honestly, you just, break that bad boy out and people have fun immediately.
Of course.
Trying to get somebody. I got a Detroit Lions one that I had already last year in Mexico to fire that baby off. But
that was
lost.
a tough one. Yeah,
they lost.
They lost before you could wear it, right?
Yeah, because the game was being played, and so Ashley had a nice laugh at that. She's like, "Yeah, man, we're in Speedo. I got others, So.
Wait, really? She laughed at you when your team lost in the?
It was funny.
NFC divisional round.
She thought it was funny that I bought a
That's
Speedo
horrible.
and didn't get to wear it. Well, joke's on her. I might just break it out at any point.
Yeah.
But usually the Speedo of choice is you can marry it to the day, the occasion, the moment. Usually, if not, then you just gotta roll with it.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question number 3.
From the 217, what do you think sports radio is like right now in Detroit after the Tigers collapse?
Oh, Anthony, you know better than that. Well, you worked in radio in Detroit.
Yeah, the sports radio there is kind of similar. They do take calls though. Tiger, how can I relate this? So the main thing is Lions there, right? Like the Red Wings certainly get a lot of play when they're during their run, but it's still I would say Lions, Michigan football, and then of course all the Michigan State fans get a little pissy, and when the Pistons were rolling there for a while, they would get a lot of coverage too. But the Tigers
have always been like in the background.
Yeah, the Tigers have been in the background, but when they're good, there becomes this like infatuation and they really get into it when the Tigers are good. So the fact that they collapse now, they're still
in it.
They're still in it because they're tied right now.
They're tied for first in their division, and they are the 3rd wild card spot currently.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably some hot takes. The guy, the afternoon drive host up there, his name is Mike Valeni, who does a phenomenal job. He's like one of the top sports radio hosts in the nation. And he, no doubt, has been probably hammering them.
I've read some of the Twitter stuff that's going on, and they are just pulverizing Chris Ilitch.
Oh, sure.
So the son of Mike Ilitch, who now runs the Red Wings and the Tigers, and they put the record of both the Tigers and the Red Wings while Mike Ilitch was owner.
Oh, no.
And now while Chris Ilitch is taking over, the Red Wings have not been in the playoffs. The Tigers have
You know this because you played there, Jamie. The fans in Detroit, sports fans in Detroit, are very similar to the sports fans here. They are incredibly passionate. They are incredibly knowledgeable. They have takes. They are fiery, but
They're
it's
on their
not.
game.
Yeah, they are. That's a perfect way to say it. It's not like it is in Philadelphia where there's almost this nastiness to them, and they kind of embrace that. Like, I'm not criticizing. That's cool, too. But Detroit is very similar to St. Louis from a sports fan perspective.
Yeah, and they
They know their
team.
history.
They love a blue-collar team.
Yes. Yeah.
You're right, very similar.
Question number 4.
Is this the most insane take that you will hear this week?
Oh, absolutely.
We'll
Hands
see.
down.
423 reminds us that Jackson said this morning, if the Chiefs lose, Andy Reid is on the hot seat.
I don't. What? No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say that.
Why are we sewering Jackson for no good reason? Did he actually say that?
I'm
Do
not
we
too
have
sure.
audio?
This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Let's assume that he did.
All right, let's do now. We're not reporters here, okay? We're not, but we do understand.
We have
that
access to Jackson, though. We can get him on the line.
I can text him right
can you
now.
text him?
See if we can bring him in.
All right.
Let's pause this question
Yeah.
until we can get Jackson.
As Marsh is texting him, I'll say this. Can we get 3 sources on this? Because you typically, in order to run a story, okay, you got to have 3 sources.
Yeah, or you have the individual just admit it.
That'd be Perfect.
That's door number 2.
I can't. It's probably, honestly, the preferred door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. I sent the text message. We'll see if he responds.
Smart idea.
Question number 5.
From the 636, could the players in hockey today hang with the players back in the day at the bars?
No way. Dude, they're all fit now.
Yeah.
You guys are a different fit.
Yeah. So listen, some of these guys get after pretty good still and whatnot, and it's not like a big contest or anything, but times were different, man. Like, we were out every night of the week. Like, we just were. That's what you did. We didn't have... the high-tech video games that they have now. We didn't have the social media. We didn't have
That's a big thing.
Well, that was a good thing.
Yeah. Right.
But we didn't have all these other things that we could be doing. So, as a young player in the NHL or any sport for that matter, your social life is getting out, and your social life at night is getting out to the bars. Mm-hmm. And while you're there, you're probably going to have a few. Too many, and then the next night, like, what do you do? Like, I remember being a young player here in St. Louis. I lived by myself in an apartment downtown, and it's great. Like, when you're on the road, you've got all the married guys with kids and this and that, and you're all together, and you can go hang out. Like, it's less lonely, believe it or not, on the road, because you're all in the bus, you're on the plane, you're in the locker room. Like, you had a roommate too back then. When you're at home and there's only 3-4 young guys on the team, right, and you don't live with anybody else, it's like it's kind of lonely.
Yeah.
And so you sit there, watch TV for so long, and then you're like, well, screw this. I'm going to see who's out tonight.
Right.
So you go out. And then when you get out there, and St. Louis is a wonderful place to be a professional athlete or just an individual, is you go out, people want to talk, they want to hang out, they want to buy you a drink, they want to party, they want to hang out. Like, it's all of a sudden, you're running downhill, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Something like that. I mean, hypothetically, Andrew, of course.
Who turned the lights on? Notice the sun?
Yes.
Sun's
I
out.
told you that story. Walking out of Pops. Or was it Pops or the Oz? I can't remember. It was the Oz. And it was like 8 a.m.
Like the Varsity
sun.
Blues.
Oh, my word.
Walking
Have you
out.
ever heard this story? So
I probably have.
We went out after a game, started at the wonderful establishment called Harry's. What a place that was, man. Whew. Anyways, and you'd go on from there, you go to some other spot, and then you get to a point in the night where you're like, okay, it's time to go east side, go across the bridge, because they're open till, some 24 hours for Pops and whatnot. I was a young kid. I'm like, oh, whatever. And I remember, like, just partying and things of the night. It's going great. And all of a sudden, our practice facility was in Chesterfield. I'm in Sauget.
Oh, I definitely have heard this story.
And so I jump in a cab or whatnot. I'm like, first of all, the sun shines out. I'm like panicking. I'm still in my suit from the game the night before. And now I got to hustle, telling the cabbie, like, get a move on. And I'm paying attention. I can't walk in with my suit on. Like, the coach's office was right there.
Yeah.
Like, they would have said, what, you did really? You haven't gone home yet? You know? Which I hadn't. And I was still a lot sideways. It probably smelled like a brewery. So I had him pull over to a Kmart, and I ran in really quick and grabbed a pair of jeans, a pair of shoes, and just a jacket, whatever. And so I'm in the park. I'm in the back of Hardy's Iceplex. I have the cabbie drop me in the back of it. And outside, there's nobody around. It was just like the levee is there and whatnot. Like, you couldn't see anything. Outside, I'm taking off my suit and all that stuff, and I'm putting on the Kmart clothes outside.
Where'd you put the suit at?
I just put it in a ball, like, walked in with, like, under my shoulder. Like, could have been anything.
Yeah.
I kind of quickly walked past her, and as soon as you walk in the locker room, your stall was there, like your locker.
Yeah.
So I was like, into the locker with the suit and the tie and all that stuff. And then that's when I learned a valuable lesson, too, because some of the veteran guys were like, you stink. You smell like you just got home. I'm like, I haven't been home. And they're like, oh.
Correction. I haven't been home yet.
Greg Gilbert, who was on the team at the time, he was like a 38, 39-year-old veteran guy. Yeah, come with me, kid. Walk into the change room. He goes, take off your shirt. I'm like, okay, this is getting weird. But you okay, Greg? Take off my shirt. And he goes like, slap, Flexol all over my chest. And he's like, rub that in. I'm like, rub it in. I'm like, what? I'm like, he's like, you smell that? Yeah, it's terrible. He goes, yeah, it doesn't smell like booze anymore.
I thought this was the one where you cut your skates.
Oh, they cut my laces. Yeah, they cut my laces.
Was
too.
that another time?
That was in New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
he cut his laces so that when he went out to the ice, he was already late.
I was already late.
And you went on to the but damn skate lace.
I was like, oh, this guy, I gotta have to. Hang on. I sit there. Coach is like,
that's
okay.
something that would be in like a dream of yours where you feel like you're going back to play a sport that you once did, but like for whatever reason your equipment won't work, or you forgot your skates, or your skate lace broke, or something like that.
No, Jamie's
and all of a sudden
just,
you can't get back out there.
Right. Jamie's just doing it for fact that he's late. All right. Did we hear from Jackson before we move forward here?
We did not, but we did get a text message. We did get a text message from, let's see here. Let's see if it's still here. Mahomes Longbody said, I do think he said it jokingly, but it was said.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure it was all a joke.
We'll see if Jackson
it was said in jest.
Gets back to us before the end of the show.
All right, perfect. All right, we have Bet the Board next on 101 ESPN.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a SportsCenter update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. If you have missed anything from today's Freedom Friday, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. You can find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. Speaking of interviews, we talked with Jeremy Rutherford earlier today. So once again, if you missed that interview, go check it out on the podcast page. We'll have some preseason Blues action for you on, tomorrow, actually. Blues and Blackhawks. Pregame starts at 5. Puck drop is at 6. We have Bet the Board coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the SportsCenter update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's Fastline on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers and Anthony Stalter. Time to play Bet the Board. Marsh?
I haven't even looked.
Latest standings, please.
Before we get to the Bet the Board standings, we got a text message from one Jackson Burkett.
Oh, okay.
Nice. What do we got?
What's he say?
I asked him, did you say Andy Reid could be on the hot seat? He said no, but Kurt made a joke about that. So it wasn't Jackson. Apparently it was Kurt.
Okay.
But it was a
Captain
joke.
Kurt.
Okay.
It was a joke.
Well, it's not funny to us.
It's not funny at all to Andy Reid, by the way.
Not one bit, Jamie.
Or Taylor Swift, for that matter.
No kidding.
All right. Standings?
Standings, please.
Jamie's in the lead. 11 points. Anthony, you have 10. Carey and I are stuck at 8.
Wow, we're getting close to the end of the month again. Oh, Antoine. All right. Let's see here real quick. I have to look at something. Yeah, they definitely want to win this game. So let's go with the Yankees on the money line, minus 149, please, against the Orioles. All right, now my strategy, Anthony, is I'm just trying to find teams that really need to win.
It's not a bad strategy.
Yeah. I've been doing that for a month.
It's a good call. All right. You know what? Give me the Packers minus 7. Sunday Night Football in Dallas. Packers minus 7.
Minus 7, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to lay it.
Okay.
After what they did in Cleveland last week, or didn't do in Cleveland last week.
And Micah going back.
Last time the Packers were in Dallas, they burned that mother to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, give me Green Bay minus 7.
And Carey's going with the Steelers plus 2.5.
Right in your face. Right in your face, he said.
Wow.
He goes, I want you to put this right in Marsh's face.
Marsha, you should reverse the curse. Go right back at him.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking
Take
about
the
it.
lead.
I was really thinking about it.
I feel like Marsha's got a parlay today.
No, I don't have one.
Oh, you used it?
Yeah,
That's
I don't
right.
have one. I'm actually going to go with Jordan Mason anytime touchdown at minus 130.
I like that. I don't like that you didn't just take your opportunity to get past Carey, but
well, we know that spite doesn't really work in the Bet the Board game.
Yeah, it's fair. Works in everyday life, though.
Does it?
Nope. 101 ESPN. It's us. We salute our nation's military for service members, their families, and anyone currently on base at Scott Air Force Base. You can join us, the Fast Lane, for our annual Military Appreciation live broadcast next Thursday, October 2nd, from 2 to 6 p.m. If you're on base, we hope you stop by. You say hello to us during the live broadcast. Again, we'll be there from 2 to 6. Our Military Appreciation broadcast is brought to you by Air Comfort, Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Always a fun time at Scott Air Force Base. It's always great seeing some of the men and women that defend our country. We certainly appreciate you and looking forward to it. Marsh, since we've got a little bit of time here, you want to throw us one more Freedom Friday topic?
Okay, well, we were talking about Andy Reid and, of course, Jackson and Kurt, and who knows who said what.
Right.
But
where.
And where. Who knows? You know what? But you know what they can do? They want to get it right, get the quote right. They can go back and listen to TMA.
That's right.
They can.
Mm-hmm. We did get a question from the 636. If Andy Reid goes, Whether that is fired, which I highly doubt that will ever happen.
He's not getting fired.
More than likely retires.
Okay.
If Andy Reid goes, does that spell the beginning of the end for Patrick Mahomes playing as Kansas City's quarterback? I could see him wanting out with him and Kelsey leaving soon, being gone.
No. I doubt that very much.
You think Patrick Mahomes retires as a Chief?
I do.
Joe Montana didn't. Tom Brady didn't. Peyton Manning didn't.
Joe Montana played for the Chiefs.
Brett Favre.
I mean, it's
I know.
Hall of Fame quarterbacks that did not retire with the team they
Kirk
played.
Cousins.
Oh, my gosh, Anthony.
Russell Wilson. Carey.
Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Thank you.
Phillip Rivers.
Do you think he stays?
That's a good point.
All of those other guys moved on at one point, and they're pretty good quarterbacks, too.
All right, then I gotta go with history.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Wow. Where would he go?
Cowboys.
Somebody like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they had all the talent but no quarterback.
Yeah. And then won it.
And then they won it.
I say Cowboys.
You know what? I'm going to throw another team in the mix.
Houston Texans.
No. Hear me out. Patrick Mahomes' dad played for the Minnesota Twins at one point.
Yes, he
Give me
did.
the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, but I heard his
New
dad
man
did
on the
not
Minnesota
like
Vikings.
being in Minnesota.
Whatever.
So.
Whatever. Just let me have this.
Waterboy says Mahomes to the Jags.
No.
I can't see that.
I don't want to see that.
That'd be terrible.
I do want to see like one quarterback. Like I wish Brady did it. Like, just go to a place that's never won ever.
Yeah.
And say,
win.
you know what? You're welcome, Cleveland.
Oh.
Or you're welcome, Atlanta. Or you're welcome, Jacksonville. Or you're welcome,
Minnesota.
Carolina.
Yeah. You're welcome, Buffalo.
Well, they got Josh Allen.
I know. I'm just saying they haven't won.
Mahomes to the Jets, calling it now.
Oh, yes, the Jets would be awesome. Oh. Forever a legend.
Yeah.
If you can
He'll
win.
do the old Joe Namath, walk off the field with the number one.
Up.
Do you think the Cowboys would be the team, though?
I just said that because he played at Texas Tech.
Oh, well, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but I heard he didn't like Texas.
That's Jamie Rivers.
Jamie Barry
And
Rivers.
he'd be making crap up here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All right, we are going to wrap up the show. It's been a very fun and successful Freedom Friday. We love it. We'll wrap things up with what we learned, 3 stars of the day, criticisms and compliments next on 101 ESPN. lot of interesting conversations in the break. Jamie basically sharing some life advice with Marsh and I. Just great stuff all the way around.
Marsh, he's a young kid, you know. He
needs to learn.
Lot to go here.
Splashback. Marsh,
I'm almost 30.
I'm an adult. Splashback Deuce says, as always, Freedom Friday isn't free. It costs a hefty fast lane fee. Thank you guys and your beautiful spite. Whoa. No, thank you, Splashback Deuce, and all of you Snake Pit folk, people who text, people who don't text, people who listen, people who watch. Love you all. Thank you for a great Freedom Friday. If you missed any of it, you can always go back and listen to the podcast. It's available at 101ESPN.com or via the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's mobile app. And, of course, all our podcasts are brought to you by Shave Your Door Company. Time to find out what everybody learned today. Marsh, why don't you start off?
I learned that Jamie might be a psychopath, but in the best way possible. Maybe the worst way. Who knows? That's up to you to decide, right? Today's Freedom Friday. Yeah, pick your adventure. And Jamie always has an adventure. And he likes to tell us stories.
Maybe one tonight.
Yeah. Jamie.
What?
What'd you learn?
Man. I learned that sometimes on our text line, people write things that they probably feel bad about later on when they think about it.
Yeah.
And that they probably have other problems in life.
Absolutely.
They're just projecting.
They're just projecting.
Dr. Anthony diagnosed a few people today.
I certainly did, at least one.
Yeah.
And I hope that individual, he or she, maybe walks a little taller later on when they realize that they need to take accountability for their own damn life instead of blaming everybody else.
Yeah.
You know?
But I also learned that we have a lot of great listeners, too.
Absolutely.
I thought I knew that, but then it got really reinforced. So.
Yeah. What I learned is that Jamie's depth of knowledge knows no bounds. And he's multiple, too. Certain situations call for certain things, and Jamie is at the ready for all of them. There's really nothing that he can't encounter in life that he doesn't have an answer for in some way, shape, or form. And Jamie, we're all a little better for being with you. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And it's Stoned and Pin says, you don't hate me, you hate your dad. Well said. All right, Marsh, what do you got for criticisms and or compliments?
All right, let's see what we got here. Mahomes Longbody says, I can only imagine the advice based on the text I got back from Jamie earlier.
Yeah, well, you know.
I don't know what the text was.
Yeah, I think I erased it.
What happened?
Moving on. From the 314. Great Freedom Friday show. Have a wonderful weekend.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Yes. All right, let's get to our 3 stars of the day, gentlemen.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day. Presented by Circus Sports Illinois. Sports betting the way it should be.
All right, we're going to give our 3rd star of the day to Jamie's life advice.
Yes. Always solid.
I'm here for you.
Yes.
You don't always want it, but you always need it.
You'll always get it.
And you always get it.
2nd star of the day goes out to Chester and Little C for the cakes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Absolutely. Might take a couple of home. The old kiddos.
You already had a few.
Yeah.
I know it's for the kids. If they make it home.
What? The kids?
No, the cakes.
Oh,
kids will make it
shouldn't
home.
they be home already?
Yeah, no, they're there.
Jeez, Anthony.
Oh, my
listen, I know where my kids are.
Hey, listen, you win. Take the cakes. Okay?
All right, 1st star of the day goes out to the listeners for Great Freedom Friday.
All right, that'll do it for us. For Carey Davis, for Andrew Marsh, for Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. See you.